Welcome to the off-season here in the UTEP Miners Dynasty here in college football 27. If you're watching this video, you're watching the full unedited version of the off-season. Now, I do want to start at the top by mentioning that future off-seasons will be done live. I did plan on live streaming this originally, but due to some scheduling things, my wife has taken me on a birthday trip. So I'm wanting to keep the pace of the series up. I have to record this one, but in the future I will be live. It's just a pacing issue. Over the weekend, I want to get the first season done and out of the way before next week so we can start season 2. So that's why I'm recording this. But the full unedited version, which is what you are watching, will be released here. Now, the only time you may see some edits in here is if either my wife walks in, my son walks in, or I have to take a drink of water. But they're both sleeping, and I got a full cup here, so should be good to go, but you may see some slight edits in, or if I have to use the bathroom. That's the only things. Other than that, we are going to be going through it. This will be a long video, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. If this long of a video doesn't interest you, there will be a edited version of the off-season coming out probably sometime within the next couple days after you see this one. I'm going to release this as soon as I can, and then I'll be working on the back end on getting this long video down and edited for those who just want the cliff notes of what we're going to do today. We have a lot to do today in the off season. This is a huge off season for our UTEP Miners. We're going to go over the end of season, the stats for everybody, the college football playoffs, who's going to win, all that good stuff before we hop into season 1 off season. A huge off season for us in a lot of ways. So that's all the housekeeping items. Thank you guys so much for watching this series and having a blast with it. I've had so much fun doing this, and you guys have really supported this series. You have commented, and it's been exactly what I hoped it to be. You know, building a community of people who just enjoy, watching videos like these. I enjoy watching videos like these, so I'm glad you guys have as well. I wanted to make this as immersive as possible, and so that's why it is the way it is, and that's why it's more in depth and things like that. So it's been certainly a lot of fun. Last thing I want to note is we will have the video on the camera for this. And normally all of my UTEP videos are without the face cam, but the off seasons will be done on the face cam. Like I said, I'll be streaming them normally, so the face cam will be on. So I figured, why not put it on now? Get some practice with the old camera and stuff, since I don't use this for every video that we do. So without further ado, let's hop right into this thing and let's get this thing started. I think a good place to start is talking a little bit about our season as a whole. This was obviously a interesting season in some ways, in the sense that we started off very poorly, and our only win within the first couple weeks was against an Oregon State team that finished 1-11. So they had an awful season. But things started to turn. We won some close games against Nevada. We won a close game against San Jose State. And it felt like things were on the up and up a little bit. And then we had a nice win against North Dakota State where we really dominated. God, why is this thing so loud? We really dominated them. And then we had the heartbreaking loss to Hawaii. And really, ever since then, things went downhill. Our offense just became anemic, essentially. We basically got blown out the last 3 games of our season against Northern Illinois Air Force and Wyoming. Lost the last 4, and a team that was once 4-4 and was in the midst of the Mountain West Conference and, in the midst of potentially getting in a bowl and all of those things, quickly fell down to 4-8. And that is where our season ended. And it was a really frustrating end to the season. I'm sure you all could notice in my tone in the last video, I was getting pretty frustrated with those games. It just felt like we were a little bit more behind than I had hoped. That's okay. We're a 66 overall. We have a long way to go. So that's just kind of how things go when you're doing rebuilds like this, is that you're going to just have some lulls along the way. That's just kind of how it goes. Looking at the conference standings. So UNLV finished with a perfect 12-0 record. Wow. including 8-0 in the Mountain West Conference, obviously. Their defense was elite, only allowed 187 points all season. That is insane. And Hawaii ended up being the second team in the Mountain West Conference. So they finished 6-6 on the season, but 5-3 in conference play. And I'm assuming they beat Wyoming in a tiebreaker. They did. So Wyoming, who finished 9-3, does not get in over Hawaii, who finished 6-6. That is absolutely hilarious. We have one of the worst offenses in the Mountain West Conference. UNLV had the best, and we had the worst defense in the Mountain West Conference, and UNLV had the best there as well. So we were the worst offense, or excuse me, we were the worst defense. We were the third worst offense. We had the worst point differential, the worst margin of victory. We were 3-3 at home, 1-5 on the road, which is also the worst, and we finished with 4 losses in a row, which was not the worst. Nevada was, and we didn't finish with the worst record in the conference either, as Nevada finished 3-9, we finished 4-8, and North Dakota State finished 4-8, and we finished 3-5 in the conference. So not terrible. Excuse me. Also, with the unedited version, you may hear some side coughs along the way. Normally, obviously, I edit those out. Let's look at bowl projections here, because I'm curious if any 5-win teams are still projected to get bowls in this game. Last year, there were some teams that had 5 wins who were getting in bowls. That was kind of annoying, honestly. Just kind of made it that 6-win not feel as rewarding, but I don't see any 5-win teams, which is nice. But a lot of interesting bowls here. Let's take a look at the college football playoff bracket as we head into the conference championships. So Miami's the 1 seed, BYU 2, UCLA 3, and Texas Tech 4. Wow, UCLA 3. Interesting curve there in the Big Ten Conference. And SMU right now is 12, and UNLV currently not in the college football playoff. That is surprising. They're 12-0. Don't think that SMU that's 10-2 should be in over them, or any of these other teams, really. I mean, Memphis is 11-1, but I mean, what are they in the American Conference, I believe? I don't really understand that necessarily. Although, where is... Oh, Texas Tech is a Big 12 school that's in this. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And then the Heisman watch is coming down to a couple LSU players and a couple of USC players. Wow, okay, interesting. So the halfback and the quarterback for USC only put it at 28 touchdowns. That's not Heisman numbers. And then Sam Levitt, 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, though. We may not get like a, super dominating Heisman winner this year. None of these stats are really all that. I do think Eugene Wilson might take this year. I mean, Waymon Jordan did have 22 touchdowns, so he might take it as well. And about 1,350 all-purpose yards. He averaged 7 yards a carry. So there's some non-quarterbacks in there who could definitely win the Heisman, which is pretty interesting. Let's take a look at our team now and our stats to end the season. I think this is kind of good to look at. A good time now to look at this because we're not playing in a bowl game. We did get E.J. Colson's deal breaker up from a F to a D-. Let's go. So we have some hope for E.J. Colson returning to the team. That's fantastic. But EJ finished with a 61% completion percentage, let's call it 2,000 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and 18 interceptions. And a lot of those came against Oklahoma and the one terrible game against, who was that he played terrible against? Wyoming. A lot of those came in that. Overall, I don't think he had a terrible year, but certainly room for him to improve and get better, but I do hope that he comes back and is our quarterback next year. I do not want to lose E.J. Colson. I'm really hoping that he does come back. Wow, so he also led our team in rushing. 572 yards rushing, 6 yards a carry, and 5 touchdowns. Led the team in rushing. He had 52 rushing yards a game, 8 over 20 yards or more. That's not surprising. A lot of those were scrambles, and things like that. He was very good at scrambling, and plays out of structure. I did really enjoy that part of his game. I thought that was honestly one of the better parts of our team last year, which is kind of not where you want to be. Tavares Jones had 4.6 a carry, only 1 touchdown. Wow, I didn't even realize that. And didn't break a lot of big runs. Neither did Lamar Sperling, which is surprising if you look at their attributes because they're pretty fast. 91 speed on Tavares Jones, 90 on Lamar Sperling. Well, Sperling did average more yards per carry and 7 touchdowns. So he was definitely more of a threat, which again is surprising because he's a little bit smaller, but neither of those guys are relatively big. And look at the deal breakers for them. I'm also hoping to get both of these guys back. Pro potential, we're not going to be able to get that up. Conference prestige, hopefully we can get that up. That will rely on, I think if UNLV wins that game and gets in the college football playoffs, I do think it'll go up to a B. I'm hoping. And we should be fine. That's been the deal breaker on a couple guys. So hopefully UNLV carries us there. We'll be rooting for them. Our top receiver was Jaden Smith, obviously. 50 catches for 576 and 4 touchdowns. Not the best season. Certainly think looking back we could have utilized him more, but we spread the ball around a little bit. Henry had 37 grabs. Tavares Jones had 33 out of the backfield. Cam Thomas had 37. Azinwa, the tight end, 25. Sperling, 27. I mean, we spread it around a little bit. Carver Cheeks with 14. Cash Cheeks with 7. I mean, we spread it around a little bit. I'm not too upset about that. But I do think going into next season, we are obviously going to lose Jaden Smith because he's a senior. But I do think going into next season, one of our goals is going to be center our offense more around our star players. Now, who those star players are, well, we are going to find that out over the course of the next, 2 hours or so. That's what we have to find out. I don't know who's going to stay and who's going to go at this point. It's tough to say. We know Mo Aquanu is coming, and he will likely be our receiver 1. I don't think I'm going to redshirt him. Haven't fully decided yet on that, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. Our offensive line was bad the last couple of weeks. I do think it was slightly a slider issue, but more so just a fact that these guys aren't very good. Now, like Brian Williams, our guard, does have has 83 pass block power, 81 pass block overall, and he was getting destroyed, as you can see. Our left tackle, Jamon Lamb, also got destroyed a lot, and he has 80 pass block. So I don't think these guys are like horrible, and they were playing like they never played football before. So I am looking into potentially upping some of the protection sliders. I haven't made a final decision on that yet. I will before the first game of season 2 and let you all know what I go with there. Have not fully decided. The star of our defense was definitely Jaden Wilson, and it's unfortunate that he's a senior because one of the goals of this season that I went over in the overview in the first episode that I will be revisiting those goals as well was trying to find building blocks, and Jaden Wilson was definitely one of those. He was awesome. He led our team in interceptions. He led our team in tackles. He was amazing. He was just so good. Did he lead the team in forced fumbles? He did. Led the team in forced fumbles as well. Definitely was the star of our defense all season long. When our defense was playing great, when our defense was struggling, he was the engine in the middle there. So it's going to really be big shoes to fill for whoever steps into that spot. Hopefully we can find somebody that can bring it. Xavier Smith, our second leading tackler and second best defender, also a senior. So we're losing our top 2 guys there, which is obviously not great. Finished the season without an interception. Didn't really get his hands around the ball that much, but did have that great play in the last game of the season. Shea Smith as a linebacker I'm excited about, who's going into his junior year. 15 tackles for a loss, was just really, really good against the run. And his pass coverage with his caps can get a little bit better. Unfortunately, though, his quickness is capped out. His run stopping is capped out. But his hit power can go up. His IQ can go up. his pass coverage can go up, and even his pass rush a little bit would be great. We can rush him a little bit on some blitzes. So do think he's going to be a good building block for us, and it looks like we will be able to keep him, hopefully. Pro potential, you never know with these guys. But overall, this defense was about what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't anything fantastic. It was all right. We certainly struggled to get a pass rush, and Ashton Coker, our defensive tackle, led the team with 6.5 sacks. We didn't really get much from the outside guys. Cal Taylor had 4, and Sterling Miles had 2. So one of the things we will be putting an emphasis on this offseason, we'll be seeing if we can find anybody who can come in and be a more dominant pass rusher for us. Now, I do think overall we had one of the highest sack rates in the Mountain West. At least the last time I checked, we did. But we need to get better pressure. We need to find a tier 1 pass rusher. And, we don't know if we have the resources to be able to do that, but it's the goal. The goal is to find one of those guys. So we have a lot to get done here in Conference Championship Week. We can do a little bit of recruiting. So we will do some recruiting here on the top, and then we'll go into some other things here. So you can kind of get a little bit better visual now if you're watching this fully of how our recruiting board looks. So Stefan's session, we are just waiting on the verbal offer. It's at the finish line, and I do think he's going to sign. No one else has offered him anything. I do think we are going to get Stefan's session, and if we lose E.J. Coulson, you never know. He may be the day 1 starter. I don't think so. I don't want to start him. I would like to redshirt him. But attribute-wise, he's close to being able to play. I would say 1 more year, depending on his dev trait, because he's not a gem, so it could be normal. But 1 more year, he'll definitely be ready. I want to play him probably as a redshirt freshman, so we may be on the hunt for a quarterback. We'll see. Someone mentioned in the comments they thought Anwalu here was a better linebacker, and I thought that was pretty interesting. 84 speed, 85 acceleration. He's 6'2". He would be a really fun guy to have in the middle of the defense. So we'll see what the rest of his stats are looking like. But that seems like a pretty good idea. It would be a lot of fun to see him there. And then for Vernon Skaggs, who is a middle linebacker, SMU looks like they pulled their offer for him. So I'm hoping to get all of these guys. These are in order by interest mostly. And I'm really hoping to be able to get all of them. Walt Bullitt we may miss out on. He's a 2-star defensive tackle, but if you go to the tackles here, we did get a verbal commitment from Alejandro Groot, and Walt Bullitt was almost kind of like a backup plan to him. So if we end up not getting him, I'm not pressed about it, but at 6'5", almost 300 pounds with 80 finesse move and 75 speed, I'm interested in him. He has a pretty interesting skill set. So not going to put any more points on any of these guys because we are heading to the end of the season. We're not going to get, I don't think, locked out for any of them. We're in the top 5s or top 3s for pretty much everybody that we're interested in. So really what I'm going to do in this last week is just try to add any final pieces to our board that we could go after. This right guard looks like he locked us out here. I have been looking at some right guards, just trying to find some guys. But these are all the guys that we've gotten commitments from so far. And we'll go and take a look because we have 125 hours. Now, I do like to save scholarships for the transfer portal, obviously. We won't get all of these guys, but I do like to save probably at least 10 for the transfer portal. Maybe more, just based on what we're looking at here. And then with the Dynasty points this year, that's added another wrinkle to this because you have to keep some of your Dynasty points to retain your players. And a lot of people have been talking about how they ask for a truckload sometimes. So that has scared me off a little bit, honestly, as our pipeline don't really have any 2 stars. But, man, I keep hiccuping. Sorry, guys. We can kind of go out of our... We can kind of go out of our shell a little bit. Oh my God, the water's giving me hiccups. I'm going to go out of our way a little bit and look for some of these guys. Let's see if we're interested in any of these. See what these guys look like. 6'3", 219. Okay, it's a good start. Hmm. 82 acceleration, 77 speed, 72 power move, 82 hit power, 75 tackle. Okay, I'm not interested in him. Let's see Dexter Davis. He's got 65 strength versus 75. He's got less acceleration. Let's do one more. Less awareness. I think he's going to be a worse prospect. Yeah, he's definitely worse. Okay. I do kind of like Trapuka, though. I do kind of like him. 77 speed, 82 acceleration, 72 power, 82 hit power. I do kind of like him. And I'm going to offer him 0 NIL. These are the guys I'm kind of looking for. So I will offer him, and I do still think 30 points is what you need to put to go from they're not interested to getting in their top 5. So let's move him up the board a little bit here. Where should we put him? Like, probably there. I think is good. Probably more so like here. I do actually like him quite a bit. I like the bigger outside linebackers. I like the fact that he's 6'3" is pretty. He's only 219. He's pretty well built. I do actually like him quite a bit. So hopefully we can get him, and he will be a nice addition. So hopefully we'll see. We're not pipeline at all. Let's look at. We do have A+ on playing time, so hopefully that means something to him. Conference prestige is the deal breaker. Kind of hate those a little bit, but we'll take what we can get. It's better than pro potential. All right, so that's not bad. Everything else I'm keeping exactly the same as we head into last week. I'm not doing too much with that. Blueprint, I think, remains the same because I don't think we can really do much as far as changing things. Yeah, end of season. Yeah, okay, so we're not there yet. I haven't went through an off-season yet in this game with all the new features, so I may, do some things like wrong because I haven't went through this yet. So just bear with me if you went through it already. Bear with me a little bit. Okay. I do think we're going to fire both of these coaches. We definitely think that we want to get guys in here who fit a little bit more what we're trying to do. And if we're just looking at it from trying to keep it sim and realistic, I mean, these guys weren't good enough. Let's just be honest. So we will try to find new coordinators on both sides of the ball. Bowl week 1, yes, okay. So both of these guys will be fired, and we will have to use some of our NIL for this, though. So that is certainly something to keep in mind. I do think maybe trying to find someone with a little bit more of a recruiter archetype is interesting. I'm certainly interested in that and trying to find that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That'll be next week on that. We'll be looking for new coordinators. And with that, I think we're ready for next week. Let me just save this. I have a couple different backups, but let me just do season 1 off season. Just in case something wonky happens. I just want to have a backup. You never know in this game. So let's go ahead and sim to the next week and see what happens in these conference championships. I really do think we have to hope UNLV wins, as we get a hard commit from Alejandro Groot. So he is the next hard commit to join. That is nice to see. I don't think we have to worry about flips or anything there, I think, when they hard commit. So that is certainly nice. We beat out a couple teams for him. He was a pretty good 2-star. So beat out a couple pretty nice teams there. We will not get 200 for the Air Force game. Our turnover margin was not a -10, but we did sign 2 3-stars so far. We only needed to get 1, so we will have 25 extra Dynasty points coming our way, which is kind of nice. We're off to recruiting now. Recruiting is completely done, and I think Okay, so this is now the Heisman. So the Heisman's changed a little bit, and these are the finalists. Okay, so it's a little bit different. All right, cool. So Sam Levitt is in here, and I know I'm going to say names wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments or don't, but I'm definitely going to say some wrong. Bear with me. Eugene Wilson is in as well. He's the new addition. He's one of the new additions, right? Was he in there before? I guess he was. Was he? I don't even remember. 22 touchdowns and 1,300 yards. Yeah, he might. That's a pretty darn good season. He had 3 touchdowns last week against Georgia, as looks like they won the SEC, I believe. And Darian Mensah, 32 touchdowns, 6 picks for Miami. And then Wayman Jordan, the running back from USC. Currently, they have the top 2 LSU guys. I'd give it to Eugene Wilson just based on those stats, honestly. That's who I'd give it to. Darian Mensah. Does it have... Oh, it doesn't. Okay. I was curious where he played before. If he played anywhere before, but I guess... Oh, no, I'm not going to look it up. If you all know where he played before, if he played somewhere else before, let me know in the comments. I do believe they got someone else, but after Carson Beck's gone. But let me know if you do know that information. I'm just curious. So that's the Heisman finalist, and we'll see how that goes. I don't suspect we'll have anybody for awards. Trying to think of who we could have. Certainly not quarterback. We certainly did not win Coach of the Year. Maybe. No. Edge Rusher of the Year, no. Definitely not. Maybe the Dick Butkus Award? Would Jaden Wilson be on this? No. He had a pretty good season, but he's not on here. Okay. So yeah, we probably don't have anybody on here, I wouldn't think, which kind of sucks. But it's, it's deserved. All right, let's see the conference standings. So UNLV won. Let's go look at the scores and see what's going on here. So conference championship, UNLV beat Hawaii 44-14. Dude, they destroy everybody. 500 yards of offense, 6.9 yards of play. They ran for 200 yards. Wow. They destroy everybody. They are the cream of the crop of this conference. We did not play UNLV this year. Luckily, we did not play them, but they were really good. They are really, really good, and I really do think they should be in the college football playoffs. I don't really see why they wouldn't. So Miami finished 13-0, and they beat Louisville. That gave them 3 losses. They should probably be dropped out. I think both of these teams get in. Texas Tech beat BYU. Oh wow, UTSA beat Memphis. So pretty much, I guess it'll come down to if they don't want to put both smaller teams in, UTSA or UNLV. UNLV's ranked higher, and they were perfect. So I do think they're getting in. Almost certainly they're getting in. LSU blew out Georgia, and Michigan beat UCLA. But I do think both of those teams will get in as well. Interesting to see kind of how this shakes out. Is this the official bracket? I don't know if this is the official bracket. Let's advance one more week. We don't have anything else to do here on our side of things. Let's advance one more week and see if we... I was going to say, I do think guys will commit. And, we get the 3-star linebacker, John Cresialis. Wait, John? Hold on. John I have to sound out some of these names. John Cresialis? John Cresialis. I think that's how you would say that. So I didn't scout him. He just was a 0 NIL guy that no one else was interested in. So I have no idea what his stats look like, but we'll take it. Getting close to getting that next level. We need to get that next level pretty bad. It's going to help with some things. Is our conference prestige is a B-. And what are we doing here? Oh, okay. Heisman Trophy ceremony. Okay, I've not seen this yet in the game.
Happy holidays and welcome to the Heisman Trophy ceremony presented by
This is pretty
Sports.
cool.
I'm Chris Fowler inside the Tiburon Theater. We're so proud every year to be able to bring you Heisman Trophy night. The most impactful handoff of the season is just moments away now. And one of these guys will become the 91st Heisman Trophy winner. The four finalists, as chosen by the Heisman balloters, a somewhat surprising group, if we're being honest. At the beginning of the season, you might not have thought these would be your four finalists, but each of these guys has earned their way here, not by focusing on the Heisman, but by focusing on their team and doing what it takes to win football games. A reminder of how good each of their 4 seasons were. And these guys, talk about their poise, their composure. They've been that way in the field, but when you get to Heisman Trophy night, you get them together, and the trophy is in the room, everybody admits these are very nervous moments. Only one of them will have their name read. Only one of them will join this exclusive fraternity. And one more look at this year's Heisman finalists. One of these guys is about to experience a life-changing moment. Okay, we've kept them waiting long enough. All of us want to know who is going to win the trophy for this season. And the winner of the 2026 Heisman Trophy is Sam Levitt, junior quarterback, LSU.
Wow, that was awesome. I did not know they were that intricate with this. I did see it was in the game, but this is pretty darn cool. I can't wait till one of our players are up there. I was staying quiet because in the edited version I want to have it, without me talking nonsense in the background. That was pretty cool, though. That was pretty cool. So Sam Levitt wins the Heisman Trophy. A really awesome season for LSU. They had a great year. Capped off with a Heisman. You'll certainly take that. And much deserved. He had a good season overall. I still think the receiver should have won it. Was it Wilson? Eugene Wilson, I think his name was, from LSU. But the guy who threw him the ball, certainly deserving. And now we will get to the good stuff here. And we're getting to bowl week. So let's first see the bracket here for the college football playoff. And dude, UNLV's not in here. Wow. Memphis made it over them. That is actually insane. That is actually crazy. That's like real life, honestly. That is like real life. They hate the smaller schools, but man, that's crazy. They went undefeated. They did everything they had to do, and they still couldn't even get an invite over a Memphis team that did not even win their conference. Where is UNLV? Did I miss them? Where are they at? They gotta be in a bowl. Did they not get invited to a bowl? Oh, they did right here. I missed them. Wow, so all that to go play in the Hawaii Bowl against 7-5 Tulsa. That is unreal, but at the same time is kind of realistic, honestly. Who's playing in the Pop-Tart Bowl this year? Kansas State and NC State. That's a pretty terrible Pop-Tart Bowl. I'm hoping we get in the Pop-Tart Bowl one year. That's one of my goals for this series. I've never got to play in the Pop-Tart Bowl before, so hopefully we get in there. And then the Sun Bowl, which I believe is played in our stadium. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl will be Virginia Tech, who finished 16th overall, and Fresno State. So hopefully our fans come out and enjoy that game and support those teams, I guess, as we'll be watching from the sidelines, unfortunately. All right, early National Signing Day, and we don't have, again, anything else except for we have John Chrysalis has signed, and let's pull down here and see. So these are the guys that have signed so far. We've got 3-star pass rusher George Franco, 3-star will linebacker John Chrysalis, 2-star defensive tackle Alejandro Groot, 3-star gem receiver Mo Aquanu, and then 1-star right tackle Lane Cleveland. So 5 guys have signed the dotted lines. Very excited about all these guys, especially Mo Aquanu. Now our attention turns to a lot of things, but certainly Stefan's session and wanting to get him done. We don't have any hours or anything like that we can offer here. But these guys are closing in on picking their schools, and hopefully they decide to join the program. All right, let's see now. The staff. Staff's going to be important. So we can look at different candidates. For the offensive coordinator, I want someone who's going to bring more of a spread style. I will be changing the playbook. The playbook will be changing. Oh, wow, look at this. These guys want 0 NIL. That's what I'm talking about, baby. 0 NIL, baby. That's what we want to see right there. I don't want you to have any money. I want you to work for completely free. If you don't work for free, honestly, I don't know how much you really, love it. You got to love it. You got to really love it. You got to be able to come in and work long days and do it for $0. That's what I want to see from you. So I'm glad that some of these guys get it. Gerald Kahns is interesting, actually. I'm looking at him here. He's a level 13. He's a recruiter. I do want recruiter archetypes because that's where we kind of lack right now. We have the what is the one called where you can, level up the guys faster. I don't remember what it's called, but we have that one. Not motivator, tactician, I believe. So we need to get somebody who can come in and help us recruit. He also runs the spread style offense. So how I kind of like to do things is like we don't like have his like necessarily his playbook per se, but I will be revamping the playbook for season 2 pretty much completely to better align with how I see the offense going. And how I see the offense going is more spread style. Definitely a lot more spread and more 3 receiver, even 4 receiver sets, and trying to get lighter boxes and things like that. So we're gonna revamping it pretty much completely, I would say, and getting a guy in here who runs the spread is gonna be good for us. As he does have the recruiter archetype, but he has nothing. He has literally nothing unlocked. Is that they have things unlocked, right? Oh, let me look at some of these other guys. Like let's look at some of these bigger names up here. He runs 25. He runs the pistol, but he's getting other offers. Okay, let me look at this real quick though, because I'm just curious. Like, he has the look here, scheme guru, and he has a bunch unlocked. Okay, so although he has the recruiter archetype, he has none unlocked. But I think that all of these guys who have 0 are probably not going to have anything unlocked, would be my guess. They're all between level like 10 and 13. Blair Pickering does have a 14 level recruiter. He is a defensive coordinator though, but he does run the spread style. Can we do like a Matt Patricia type of deal here? I know you're a defensive coordinator, you come and call an offense. Yeah, we haven't lost it that much like I think Bill Belichick did when he decided to do that for some strange reason. Okay, he runs multiple offense as well, which I kind of like because I do want to be at least a little bit varied. I don't want to just run spread. It's going to be the main focal point of our offense, but not the whole thing. So we will make an offer to him, and they won't even let us offer NIL. I like it. I wasn't going to anyway, but they don't even let us. So we will offer nothing. Absolutely nothing. He will come and you will work for free and you will like it. I'm just looking for recruiter archetypes who run a spread or a multiple offense, and go ahead and offer those. See if either of those guys are. I think there's only 2 I saw. Spread option, no. Okay, so that's only 2. So we have 2 offers in, I think. And it would be nice to get some of these guys eventually. But hopefully we can maybe, bring those guys up at some point in time. Okay, here are our offers. So Kedrick Brockle and Gerald Kahns are the 2 we've offered for the offensive coordinator position. Now let's roll over to the defensive coordinator position. And all of these guys are 0 NIL except for Javon Dewitt. And he runs a Why does it say his offensive scheme when he's a defensive coordinator? Why would I care about his offensive scheme? He's an F prestige, but he is a level 15. I don't think I want to go back to back recruiter. I think motivator could work well here. He is master motivator though. Let me see here. What does master motivator get you? Okay, so he's got some boost on the DBs, the kickers. So he's got some boost on the wear and tear. And then he's got DBs get boost to toughness, stamina, and injury. DBs stay hot through timeouts. That's kind of nice. Linebackers get an off-season training boost. Linebackers start the fourth quarter hot in close games. So he's actually got a decent, and he's got some stuff for running backs as well, which is nice. And he'd be 25 NIL. I'm not opposed to that. Honestly. He already has Master Motivator, unlocked, which is kind of nice. Instead of getting, another guy, the only thing is he has F prestige. F. But we can get that up if we start winning. I think I'm going to offer him. He's coming from Florida International. He was fired from Florida International. And it looks like he's got other schools. So we're going to offer him. I'm not going to, do anything crazy. I'll offer him what he's asking for. And if he's interested, then I do think he'd be interesting. That motivator tab, though, is kind of intriguing to me to bring someone else in if he's not interested. So I'll just bring in any of these guys because we don't even know what defensive scheme they're running. It doesn't even tell us. Unless you guys see it and I don't, but they're giving me their offensive playbook for some reason. So, defense, we know what we're going to run anyway, but I kind of, I try to keep it like a little realistic. So we will offer a couple of these guys here under the motivator tier. And we're just going to run our, multiple 3-4 offense basically with these guys. So we'll offer that. And we'll see what happens there. I think we got a couple good offers in on these guys. Hopefully we hear back. Javon Dewitt would be a nice addition to our staff. But we'll see how it goes with all of these guys. We're not breaking the bank on anything. Probably end up with 0 all around. I doubt he'll join our staff. All right, let's look at staff moves and to kind of see what's been going on. Oh my God, that is the most... That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why you love college football. That is absolutely comical. Lane Kiffin, after one successful season with LSU, gave them their best year since the Joe Burrow days, probably. He's leaving again, and this time he's going to the NFL. What team could have possibly offered Lane Kiffin a job? That is so funny. That's actually really funny. Wow, okay, so Lane Kiffin gone, so the LSU job is open. Hey, why don't they offer us the job? No, I'm just kidding. But that's open. Other than that, let's see, anyone else? Pretty good coaches got fired. Pat Fitzgerald's fired. Brett Key from Georgia Tech's fired. Jim Moore retired from Colorado State. Bill Belichick, aka Hector Luna, was fired. Mark Carney from Kent State fired. Pretty decent coaches in here. Anybody from our conference? No, actually. Wow. A couple OCs were fired. We fired ours, and North Dakota State fired theirs. That makes sense. Hawaii fired their defensive coordinator. Oh, no, he actually went to the NFL. Really? To do what? And we fired ours. So most of our conference just kind of stayed where they were. We were the only ones who were aggressive, I would say, a little bit in our firings. Now, we did, these guys before were higher levels than what we have potentially coming in, but our offense was terrible and our defense was terrible and they needed to go. Damn it. All right, I guess let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens in the first bowl week. See if anything interesting goes down. Not much here on our end. Conference prestige going to a B minus probably helped us. UNLV, I think if again they should have made college football playoff, that would have probably helped a little bit. I can't remember if it was already a B minus or not. As Thad Callaway is now our defensive coordinator. Okay, so he jumped on the offer immediately, and Kendrick Brockle is our offensive coordinator. So we've got a new set of coordinators in the building, which makes sense as, again, we try to keep things, realistic and things like that here in the series because we're going to be changing up in particularly the offense a lot. The defense will be changing some as well, but the offense will be the one that's really going to change as, he runs a 4-2-5. I'm not actually opposed to potentially exploring a 4-2-5 defense a little bit. I like that as Pipeline Central Florida as well. That's far from us, but there's good players in Florida. Sometimes you could pick them off from there a little bit. The Michigan Pipeline doesn't do a lot for us, unfortunately. But again, I like to keep things realistic in this series. Our offense and defense were terrible. We're going to be changing up the playbooks a little bit, especially on offense. So bringing in a new guy just makes sense, obviously. So that's why we did that. And, just get some new faces in here. Hopefully these guys can grow with us a little bit and, see their levels go up and all that. We'll be investing in them. So hopefully they pan out okay. Unfortunately, those guys got the, worst brunt of it in year one of a long rebuild. Not really much else to look at. We'll look at the college football playoffs once it gets a little bit further advanced. I don't, necessarily need to look at it every single week, but we'll kind of see what's been going on. Got the coach carousel here, and we've got. Okay, this is the first time I've seen this. So you can express interest in a job. And it does not guarantee you get an offer, but you can kind of. I'm obviously not doing this, but I'm just kind of looking at it. So you can kind of just put your name out there for these jobs and see what happens. Arkansas State, you can see the previous coach, what happened there. Looks like all of these guys kind of moved on and things like that. Gives you a good blueprint of everything going on with the Dynasty points and things like that. Northwestern has a ton of Dynasty points. Cincinnati's got a lot. I mean, they're a Big 12 team, so it makes sense. Northwestern's a Big 10 team. Arkansas State looks like they're probably working with the same. Oh, they actually have a little bit more than we do. That's actually kind of sad. That's interesting, though. That's pretty interesting. I mean, we didn't get any offensive or defensive corner, but that's pretty interesting. Obviously, I'm not doing it, but interesting to see how that works. I don't really think anything else is going on. Looks like Notre Dame and LSU are playing in the Sugar Bowl. Miami and UCLA are playing in the Orange Bowl. Damn, LSU destroyed Michigan. That is crazy. Notre Dame beat Texas Tech, I guess, without Lane Kiffin. I guess LSU kind of doing what Ole Miss did last year and just saying, all right, whatever, we'll just keep on rolling. Interesting stuff going on. Now we're at the national championship, so now we can finally kind of look at the bracket here and see all that's went down. See how this college football playoff shook out. So UCLA beat Memphis 24-0. Yeah, they probably shouldn't have been in. That was a terrible decision by the committee. Just awful. USC beat Georgia. Georgia finished with 4 losses and lost in the first round. Not a great year for them. Probably should have. Well, I'm not going to say shouldn't have been in it, but it's a terrible year for them. LSU beat SMU 38-7. Another team that probably shouldn't have been in it was SMU. Notre Dame beat Louisville 31-20. Louisville, another team. 3 losses going into the tournament. Just interesting how much they favored the bigger teams and the bigger conferences when they did these brackets. But anyway, Notre Dame upset Texas Tech 45-35 in a shootout. See that game. 529 yards of offense for Notre Dame. CJ Carr, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Looks like they ran the ball for 300 yards. They run the ball for 300 yards. Yeah, they ran for 293. Sounds great. One day. UCLA beat BYU, Miami beat USC, and LSU beat Michigan. And then Notre Dame beat LSU 27-24. Miami continues to stay perfect. They are 15-0 as they beat UCLA 37-32. And so here we are in the national championship. It is Miami and Notre Dame in the national championship. As Miami has just been the best team in college football all year. Darian Mensah has been awesome for them. He continues to put up great numbers, and it'll come down to one more game for all the marbles. Can Miami finish the job this time and become national champions? Let's see here. Notre Dame looking for it as well. Two high-profile coaches looking to get it done. Should be an exciting game in Vegas in the Raiders Stadium. And let's see what happens here. Let's see who becomes national champion. Oh, we finally get leveled up. Nice. That is clutch, actually. So Notre Dame is the national champion. They beat Miami 27-26 at the very end of the year. Miami can't get it done. Back-to-back years, they lose the national championship. And Notre Dame lost the year before. So back-to-back losers of the national championship played in the national championship game. And Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman get the job done. That's pretty cool. Congratulations to them. Pretty cool. If you're watching the full version, what you just saw was actually a Coke break because we are about to get down to the serious stuff now. It is now time for our off season. This is our time now. We got to do the NIL. We got to do facility upgrades. I have not done any of this yet in this game, by the way. None of it. So we're going to be learning it all for the first time. Yeah, I don't really go around and test things or things like that. Just not really, not want to do it. Looking at our, we do have some Dynasty points. I want to do these now because we're probably going to be scouting some guys in the offseason. So I want to do this now. And where I'm looking at, we need to look at safeties for sure. We 1000% need to look at safeties and corners, but really safeties. So I will do DB. And then where else do we really need to look at? I mean, I'm thinking about just, not just now, but, in the future as well, where I want to target next season. I think we'll be good at quarterback unless we, get undertaken. Oh, offensive line, and then defensive line after that, but offensive line for sure, because that covers tackles, centers, and guards. Okay, so we did offensive line and defensive back. I feel pretty good about that. I've been waiting to get some coach points to be able to upgrade that, and now let's get into our next season's NIL. I have not looked at this yet. As a matter of fact, let me save this now. Let me do it as season 1 mid, just because it'll be in the middle of the offseason a little bit, just in case they're asking for 500 NIL or something absolutely insane. I want to save it right here. Okay, let's get into this. Let's look at this here and see. I'm honestly nervous, man. People have said it's kind of crazy. Okay, so you can convince these guys. Okay, this is interesting. 85 for EJ Colson? Bro, I gotta offer EJ Colson 170 NIL for him to... Oh, wow. People weren't kidding. They do offer... They do ask for a lot. They do ask for a lot. Whoa. Okay. I mean, we were risk of losing these guys, so we have to, not be afraid to offer if we want to keep them, because our risk is high. So this is just the high risk players. Okay, 70 NIL for a 63 overall edge rusher. with normal development. I'm okay, I think. Okay, so like these guys, you can. Okay, what? Oh, I was looking at. Okay, I was just curious. So these guys, like, you're not gonna lose these guys. You can just keep them at 0. But the players that you are, like 90 NIL, bro. 90 NIL because we don't have their deal breakers. Um, I see. So it's suggesting based on what we want to do here that we spend 310. Currently, we're at 165. So we're saying 30% of our budget should be spent on that. We obviously want to keep some for recruiting. We're at 285 right now for recruiting, and it suggests we're 255. So we're already over our recruiting budget, and that doesn't include that we need to have some for the transfers that are going to come in because we're about to lose some pretty significant players. So this is really tough. I think anybody asking for like 70 points, we can probably afford to pay one guy that. Like, we can afford that. Lamar Sperling at 15 is a good deal. So even at 20, actually even at 25, I think he's actually a pretty good deal for him. He's star development. He'll be a senior next year, right? This is their year this year, right? Yes, okay. So he'll be a senior next year. That'll roll off the year after. I kind of don't want to lose. Okay. We can't lose Tavares Jones and Lamar Sperling. We cannot lose both of those players. Man, this is fun. This is fun to think about this. This is a nice little wrinkle. We can't lose both of those players though. So I need to take a stress swig. That's a stress drink of the Coke Zero there. Oh my god, our roster's about to be absolutely gutted. It is. I did set the maximum transfers, I think, to like 20, I think, which is, I know is a lot. I love the transfer portal and the absolute craziness of it. I know some people do like 15 to help with what you're seeing, but I love the craziness of it and how it makes you have to really think about things. So I'm okay with it, but our roster's going to be gutted next year, so maybe I should have changed it. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. So we won't lose all these guys. I don't think we will because I don't think, there's a max. So I don't think we'll lose all of them, but we are going to lose most of them. So Tavares Jones, I'm going to offer 32. His risk of leaving goes to 0 if we offer 30. And I can't lose him and Lamar Sperling, and Lamar Sperling wants 70, and that's just simply not going to happen. So Lamar Sperling will be playing on a new team next year, unfortunately, but Tavares Jones will be back, I think, and that'll be nice. That'll be nice. We'll find other guys that can supplement it. It'll be fine. Ashton Coker, normal development, junior defensive tackle. He was pretty good for us last year, though. He led the team in sacks. I would hate to lose him, but we're going to have to offer. Like, okay, last year we were offering Xavier Smith, I believe he had 75 NIL. So I think we can offer one guy 70 to 80 NIL and be fine. It's just a matter of who do I want that to be. And obviously the burning question coming into the year for us was EJ Colson, or the offseason was EJ Colson. He's expecting 85 NIL. And if I go to that, it doesn't go down because of the deal breaker. So that end of season didn't really help us much at all. We would need to pay him 120, which would basically be where they're suggesting our budget is at. We're already there. Between him and Tavares Jones, we're already there. So I think EJ Colson is probably going to be on another team next year, right, guys? Like, we can't pay this, right? See, this is why I wish I was live and why I'm looking forward to doing live streams in the future, because I know you guys are going to be screaming at me in the comments one way or another on this, because again, I haven't done these before, so I don't know what the standard rule of thumb is, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the rest of the roster. I am going to keep that 310 in mind. I'm not set on it, obviously. We go 325 or whatever. I'm not going to, go crazy. But I'm gonna keep it in mind as we go through the rest of the roster here. So like these guys asking for like this much, like Jamon Lamb, you were terrible, and it sucks to lose a 76 overall tackle that now we have to replace. But for what he's gonna cost, which is gonna be to even consider us would be like 100 NIL, we just can't. We can't realistically do that for him. So he will be gone. Coker, I'm still considering. Lamar Sperling will be gone, assuming all these guys transfer out. Nick Henry was good for us early in the year, but I think with Mo Aquanu coming in, I'm not losing sleep over him. EJ Colson, I just talked about, we will see. Truth Holmes is a guy that I actually would like to keep around, although he only has normal development, but he's a freshman. So he's a guy that maybe even over Ashton Coker, we would probably have to consider keeping Truth Holmes, right? For the same amount. Maybe even have to go up a little bit because I don't want to lose him. He made some really nice plays for us last season. It would suck to lose Coker, but he's a junior versus Truth Holmes is a freshman. But once he makes this NIL, that's what he's expecting to make. Like I don't. I'm 99% sure you can't go down. So he'd be making 80 NIL for the next 3 seasons. And he might want more afterwards. And he only has normal development. He's only a 74 overall, but I do like him. So we'll consider that. Man, we're losing a lot of starters. Justin Content, he'll be gone. He was good, but he's not worth that. Jalen Brown is going to be gone. 90's crazy for these guys. No way. No way. These guys don't even play. Barnes, your third string, 60 NIL. There's no way. Kofi Taylor Barracks, Jr. I do actually like him. And we need players. And he's all right. Actually, I think he's a guy we could maybe look to play a little bit more next year. So we'll offer 10 NIL to him. And we don't want to lose completely our offensive line. So we'll do 10 to Jaden Trapp as well. Hopefully he can come back and play center for us again next year. We may lose our whole receiving core because I'm not offering these guys what they're asking for. I'm just not. I can't offer Mason Ferguson, who's a 69 overall. He looks pretty good, but I can't offer him 60 NIL with this tight budget we have. It can't happen. So yeah, it just can't. Now, with Josh Newberry, he's already making 25, and he's at a risk of transferring. So we could just down it to 0 and just say, all right, screw you, and give that to somebody else because he's probably going to leave anyway, and that's probably what I'm going to do. I don't really see the point in keeping him around if he's going to be like that. And yeah, these guys are all asking for a lot, man. They really are asking for a lot. Like, I know these are the high risk players, so they're asking for like more and stuff. I know the whole roster is not going to ask for this, but these guys are asking for a lot. You guys were not kidding in the comment section about this. Jeff Tracy, another guy. We have to have guys on the team, but he's another one who might transfer. All of these quarterbacks might transfer. We may have a whole new recruiting. Let me put 25 back on him for a minute. So we might have a whole new quarterback room. All of them are set to transfer. Okay, we can do it by position here. So let's just do this by position. So all of these guys are expecting a bump. They're not worth it. Now, like, what did we give? I can't remember now the quarterback we got. Like 60? I guess he's a freshman, but like I imagine he's going to be probably better. Well, he is better than these guys. 100% he's better than these guys. His accuracy is way better than Raymond Moore. So I don't really have an interest in keeping any of these guys. I know quarterbacks will cost a lot on the transfers as well. They're probably going to be the same. So, I'm not expecting to be able to go get quarterbacks for 25 NIL. I might be able to. I don't know. I think with these guys, what I'll do is I'll keep it at 25. I don't want to have 0 quarterbacks on the roster. And I suspect they'll probably transfer out, but we'll see. Again, it's set to a maximum, so not everybody's going to be able to transfer at the end of the day. Isaiah Wall will be sticking around. Okay, doing this by position actually makes it a lot easier. Sperling and Barnes will be gone. No doubt about that. Royal Capel, the only guy who's understands, like, what are we doing here? And 88 speed, 91 acceleration. And we need somebody, so we'll offer him 5 NIL and just say, come on back, buddy. We're gonna lose our whole receiving room. Our whole receiving room is gonna be gone. Yep. I think we have to consider keeping some of these guys. We can't lose our whole receiving room. I think we have to at least offer some of these guys, but like Marcus Torres, normal. Let me see the dev trait on these guys. I think the dev trait looks like it plays a part, but maybe even, I don't know, maybe a little bit in what they're asking for. 87 speed, 90 acceleration. He didn't play much for us last year, but he does have impact dev. Which on this team is pretty good. 60 NIL though for 72 overall. That's just to get him. You know, we have to. Oh wow, he really doesn't want to come back. He has no interest in coming back. Okay. Man, what do we do here, man? We're gonna lose our whole receiving core. God, Cash Cheeks wants 90 NIL, bro. Like, why do you want 90 NIL? It's going to be interesting to see what happens because not all of these guys can transfer out because there's a maximum. So they're just going to come back on 0, I assume. Some of these guys are going to be back. I think it's just a matter of, you know, who it is, basically. Parsons still at 0. Yep. He might be the left tackle next year. Well, actually, Matt Rubin actually looks okay. And pass blocking, at least. He's not a very good run blocker, but he actually looks decent. So he may be the starting left tackle next year because Jamon Lamb is probably gone. We may lose some depth there as well. Still at 220 right now. Haven't really seen much here. Guards were set. All right, thank you, guards. You guys understand. We're going to offer 10 to Jane Trapp. Hopefully he sticks around. He's at 0, and he's in the green. That's fine. I don't think we're going to lose either of these guys. So it's really just left tackle. It looks like we're going to get killed on a little bit. Makes sense. They're offering, you know, they want a lot. And, like, honestly, I wouldn't mind spending like 70 NIL on a tackle, but I'm going to offer to him. He's just not going to come back. I might as well just offer 0 and hope that he's not one of the guys who leaves. They may do it like in order by overall, so he might be gone. But I'll find another tackle for 70 NIL. We'll offer 2. We'll put some hours on and potentially get him. And we won't have to worry about the deal breaker as well because, you know, we'll have his deal breaker because we'll be able to recruit him. So I'm okay with it, honestly. I'm not, you know, pressed on it too much. Leander Parrish was a guy that got played a little bit in the last game. I actually kind of like what I saw from him. So he may play a little bit more next season. These other guys, again, nothing to write home about. Normal dev. Sucks to lose these guys, but again, I just think we can find replacements. It's just going to be we have to find a lot of replacements. You know, we got to fill out a roster at the end of the day. So we're going to have to find some replacements here. I'm going to offer, I like Kofi Taylor Barracks. He's a junior. So again, it'll come off next year. I'll offer 20 to him. I want him to stick around. I actually liked him last year. He could have a little bit of a bigger role. Cal Taylor will be back, which will be nice. He was okay last year. Nothing to write home about. I did want to add another pass rusher to this front, but with all these things we're going to need, we'll see. Ashton Coker, I'm still debating between him and Truth Holmes. Our other 2 defensive tackles will be sticking around. Now, Truth Holmes, I think I mentioned, does have normal dev. What's his skill caps? His skill caps, though, they don't show him here, but his skill caps are good. I do remember that. He has good skill caps. So he only has normal dev, but he can get a lot better. What would we have to offer him for him to entertain us? So we'd have to get to 70 to 80. Okay, so that'd probably be about max us out. I just don't know if he's worth that. I just don't know if he's worth it. He's definitely not Garrett Hawkins. So we get another linebacker. And Shea Smith will be sticking around. I love that. I'm actually, why is offering him 5? Oh, I like glitched a little bit. I'm going to actually offer Shea Smith 10 NIL. He actually deserves it. Unlike some of these players who didn't even play, like Dylan Brown Turner did he have a stat last year? He had 5 tackles. He had 5 tackles. And Shea Smith had he had 33 tackles. He had a sack. He was great for us last year against the run. I think he had 15 tackles for a loss. And Dylan Brown Turner had 5 tackles total, and he went 70 NIL. I'll pass. And he is a year older than Shea Smith, so that doesn't make any sense. So screw you, dude. You're out of here. We'll just roll with our boy Shea Smith. That is perfectly fine. Cornerback room is going to get eaten up a little bit as well. Justin Content was our best corner last year. I actually don't like the idea of losing him. He was pretty good last year. Caleb Miles was okay. Probably gonna have to bring him back. And just want to make sure he's. It's funny, if you put the 5 on him, it increases their, like it was low, and then I put the 5, and now it's like made it. It's kind of interesting, I guess. If you call him and talk about money, he's like, wait a minute. It's kind of funny how that works. But we might be running a little bit more man coverage next year. Content's a little bit more of a zone corner. Ultimately, I want zone corners. I want to run cover 3. I think I mentioned that primarily be what we run on defense. But man worked okay for us last year, and we have to run what the defense is decent at. So probably want a little bit better man corners. Content's not great in man, but it does suck to lose your number 1 corner. So he's currently making 10 on NIL, and I mean, I'd up it a little bit for him, but like, I'm not giving him 100. You know, a junior cornerback with normal dev, I'm not doing it. You make, what did I say, was making 10, so that's what you get. You know, especially because, like, again, if he was like in the middle, I'd work with him a little bit, but he's being ridiculous, so I'll pass. Oh, Kane White Tinsley. He wants 40 NIL. I certainly don't want to lose him. The lack of speed is a little bit of a concern, but it's about what you get, 85 to 86. But he has really good coverage stats, and losing Xavier Smith, I want more of a ball hawk back there, and I do think he could be that. So I actually think, oh man, despite he has normal dev and his skill caps kind of stink, but I actually think that I'm willing to go up a little bit for him. 60 seems extremely high for 71 overall. But he is a freshman. You know what's interesting? If you want to just get rid of guys, like, it's interesting. Maybe you guys can let me know down in the comment section. Like, if I have a player who doesn't want to leave, right? But he's making NIL. I'm trying to see if I have an example. Like, he's already making a certain amount, right? And then I take that amount and I put it down to 0. He probably would transfer, right? So let's say, for example, I offer Kane White Tinsley 60 NIL, and he takes it. And then next year I say, okay, I don't really have a use for him anymore, or whatever case may be. Can I just take his NIL away, and then he's like, all right, screw you, I'm out? Or is 60 like the set number? I don't know, but you know what? He's gonna be our test subject on that. So I'm gonna offer 60 to him. That is pretty high. But we've lost a lot of guys in the secondary. We lost Cody Lowe. We lost, obviously, Xavier Smith. We need somebody. We're going to lose our top corner. We need somebody back there. Like, at the end of the day, we need somebody back there. So, as much as I hate to pay him that much, because I do hate to pay him that much, he's kind of got us right where he wants us, let's just say. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So, what I'm thinking about doing here, because we're offering, so we can put this, so here's what I'm saying, like, these guys make 25, right? But their risk of leaving is already in the red, so I can't test this. But if their risk of leaving was at nothing, and I put this down to 0, I assume their risk of leaving would go up substantially. So that's what I was saying with Kane White Tinsley, but we'll try it. But here's what I'm thinking with these guys. If I just take these guys away, I can get backup quarterbacks. We're going to have a backup quarterback. We're going to have a freshman, or excuse me, yeah, a freshman quarterback coming in that we're excited about. We'll get another one. We'll get another quarterback or two in the room. This is probably stupid, but maybe not. I don't know. If I just took away these guys and, I could get up to, where would EJ want us to be at again? I can't remember. God, where do you, dude? 125. Whew. 125, EJ? Come on, dude. For everything we've been through. Everything we've been through, EJ. You threw 18 interceptions last year, EJ. You have 2,000 passing yards, EJ. Come on. Man, I just don't know. You know what, though? Nah. I just can't do it, man. You know why I can't do it? You know why I can't do it? He just don't got no throw power, dude. I need somebody here to throw the ball down the field a little bit. I like the fact he can run, but he can't push the ball at all. He really can't push the ball. So we're gonna probably be in the market for a new quarterback, and I'm fine with that. Honestly, I am. It is what it is. Actually, Royal Capel, let's offer you 10 NIL. Let's make sure you stick around because our receiving core is getting gutted. Our tight end room is getting a little bit gutted. So let's make sure you stick around. So pretty much our offense as of right now, next year is going to be Tavares Jones and Royal Capel, who did nothing last year. He had 7 catches. I do remember he had some catches, especially in the last game. And we'll see what he's about. And we'll see, who ends up leaving and stuff. But we took it off all the quarterbacks. I know that seems kind of stupid. We'll just see how that kind of turns out. Worst case, I'll go get other quarterbacks. I know that probably sounds like the dumbest thing you all have ever heard. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. My thought process is if I take away that, I can keep Ashton Coker or I can keep Truth Holmes, which I would prefer to keep one of these guys around a little bit. Like I like these guys. I want him, especially Coker. He was really good for us last year. We're also losing another defensive tackle, so we have to keep somebody. We were terrible against the run last year. It would be nice to, not have to replace our whole defensive line. And I'm just trying to decide which one of these two guys I'd rather have. They're pretty identical, honestly. But Coker had the better season, no doubt about it. But he's further along. Truth Holmes caps are really good. I just, I'm a little worried about investing that much NIL in a player. And we could still lose him, by the way. That's why I'm like, do we offer, both and hope we keep one? But that sounds terrible because then we could keep both, I guess. What is next though? Let me back out of this real quick. What is after this? Is it facility upgrades, review next season blueprint? Doesn't tell you what's next week. Because I'm wondering, again, I haven't played Offseason at all this year. I guess I should have. But I like to go in completely blind. It makes it more fun. But, it says risk. So is the pitching still in the game? It's the risk and then you can pitch the guy? Or is this it? Does the NIL just decrease the risk? I'm thinking in my head, the NIL is just going to decrease the risk. So we could, in this scenario, offer NIL to both defensive tackles. We could offer it to Coker. So let's say we offer 70 to Coker. Let's just say we offer him 70. Let's just say. Now this is going. Oh, we already offered Truth Holmes. That's why I'm looking at the budget. Wait a minute. What? But okay, so we're offering to both. Say we offer 70 to both. Say we offer 80 to Coker. We can do. Okay. Say we offer 80 to Coker, 70 to Truth Holmes. We go to the next week. See, this is why the 200 points against Air Force was going to be so big. But if we go to the next week, I think that we can pitch both of them. I think. I don't think they'll both be on the roster. I mean, worst case, Coker is a senior next year, so it's not the end of the world, but we kind of want to have those points for, the transfers. So, oh man, this could be kind of stupid. Both could just also decide to stay, right? Like, both of these guys could just decide, like, I'm staying. All right. I don't know enough about this, so we'll know for future, but we may lose Coker. Let's offer moral truth homes and make sure we keep them. Let's just make sure we keep them. It is what it is. We're right within our budget anyway, so we're in a good spot. Let me move the camera a little bit so you guys can see me a little better. Perfect. Okay. All right. Next up are facility upgrades. I don't think we have enough points for this. 50 Dynasty points to keep this where it's at. And we can upgrade things. It's suggesting we at 105 and we're at 50. I do like that they put that in the game. It does help with kind of managing it. Reduced wear and tear is kind of nice. That put us up to 125, so we would be a little bit over. The trophy room is costing us 200 Dynasty points. It increases the athletic facility grade. No effect on basic facility. I don't know. Is that worth it? 200 Dynasty points to get your grade? I don't really feel like I've seen many recruits have that as a. Well, I guess it helps with the pitching. It does help with the pitching a little bit. Because other than that, I would just use it on the wear and tear. But I'm not opposed to getting this. Honestly, wear and tear was awful last year for us in a lot of ways, and it really affected us, especially towards the end of the season. Okay, we can't get a refund, so this will put us at 125. It's projected that, or it's suggesting that we go at 105. We'd be 20 over. We're right at where we need to be though with the other stuff. I'll be honest. I just don't know if getting any of this stuff is worth it right now. As cool as it is, and I'm kind of interested in it, but I think we probably need to wait another year. I would say. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this. Let me know in the comments like what you guys have done in this area. I just don't really like. It's nice we have this facility. At least a competitive facility, and it gives us this other slot. I'm just like struggling with the points of it all right now, because we just don't have a lot of points. Now our budget, did it go up? Let's look at. It's up to 1,000 now. Let's see. Let's review next season's blueprint. I don't know if 1,025 was. Let's see. Conference reach 500 bearing exposure. Oh, contract goals was 50. Okay, so that's what they gave us. So it didn't go up necessarily. It was just we got 50 extra from that. So it did give us the 50 there. Man, we get nothing. Coachability, support staff, and NIL offer to recruits, program tradition. So the grades are what. Okay, so the grades are what determine what NIL you get. Okay, it's interesting to know for the future. But that's kind of where we are right now. We are a little bit under, though, with the staff. We did go a little bit under there. We were at 130, and they suggested 155. And facilities, we are a little under. I think we could actually upgrade our facilities and be in a pretty decent spot. Our recruiting is a little bit more than it says, and that that makes sense, and that's it's really only the beginning, I will say, of that. What's funny though, I just realized okay. I was looking at the top right. I was just curious if that 325 included like what we've offered so far. So it goes back up. Okay, so 325 is what we're working with right now. And if we go to recruiting, okay, we can see what we've offered. So Stephon Session, say he's expected 75, and we offered him 65. I didn't know he was expecting 75. But let's go in here. Okay, all this is in here is pretty nice. So we can mess around a little bit with this. I don't want to mess around too much with this because I don't want the offers to get messed up. But I'm assuming that... Okay, we can't even do anything in here right now. Okay, that's fine. But we have $325 to spend right now. Going into... Well, it doesn't... we don't know if all these guys are going to accept what we offer them either. Going into recruiting. But I do want to upgrade our facility a little bit. I do think that we can afford to do that. So let's go ahead and do it. Let me know in the comments if you guys have had any success with this. But let's go ahead and do it. Let's do only get 4 weeks though? Damn, what the heck? Only 4 weeks? Reduces wear and tear from practicing games. But only 4 weeks though? What? Reduce wear and tear. Increase facility longevity. Reduce wear and tear. 4 weeks only seems kind of crazy though. Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to upgrade our facility. Let's do it. That was probably a terrible mistake, but let's do it. So we're going to go ahead and do that because our wear and tear was terrible last year. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you guys are screaming at the TV right now, I understand, but our wear and tear was bad last year. It did affect, at the end of the year, it did affect us, especially UJ Coulson. It affected us pretty bad, so I'm okay with doing that. Again, it puts us percentage-wise, we're a little bit less on staff, we're a little bit more on facilities, it evens out. I think we're kind of right where we want to be, honestly. I feel okay. I don't feel okay about our roster, but I feel okay about our overview and where we're at. We're not upgrading our facility. Can't even afford to do that, so we're not doing that. And I think we're where we need to be. I think at this point, let's go next week and see what's about to happen. I don't know what is about to happen right now. I have to say I'm pretty nervous about this. We could be losing out on some rough players to lose out on. All right, players leaving. Okay, so this is the same as last year. The NIL just affects this a little bit. Okay. All right. So Ashton Coker, persuasion chance, none. EJ Coulson, persuasion chance, none. Justin Content, persuasion chance, none. Truth Holmes, persuasion chance, medium, even though we upped it. So 80 NIL was only to get us to medium, and he's gone. Wow. We only have 2 persuasions, so he's gone. So we're losing out right now on Ashton Coker and Truth Holmes, Lamar Sperling, Jamin Lamb, Nick Henry, EJ Coulson, Justin Content, Truth Holmes, Cash Cheeks, Jalen Brown. You hear that gulp? Lance Barnes. I thought I was going to keep him. I might have asked too much. I can't remember. Jane Trapp's only at a medium. And then these other guys I don't really care too much about, honestly. So we ended up losing all of our quarterbacks. And we also lost Jaden Smith, Jaden Wilson, Xavier Smith, and a bunch of other players, including our punter, our kicker, Carver Cheeks, and a few other guys. I mean, Preston Hickey was a decent defensive tackle for us. Donovan Howard was fine. So we've lost out on some guys for sure, and I don't quite remember like all of the guys who were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Probably counted it wrong, but it's 20. So we got the max guys are out of here. See if we can convince Jaden Trapp, and he's decided to stay. Let's go, baby. Oh my God. Okay, so we got our starting center back, but we've lost everybody else. And losing Truth Holmes kind of sucks. That was a big deal. I was offering him a lot. But it gives us more to work with. This is going to be a brand new team. And look, at the end of the day, like, I'm kind of okay with it because we're going to be able to carve this team out to be more of what we want it to be. And I'm okay with that. But you know, we got to be aggressive in trying to get some guys, and hopefully some guys are interested in coming here. You know, we don't have great deal breakers, so, you know, we'll see how it goes. Let's look at the roster here again. Well, let me look at this or no? Okay, so we can't. We can go back to the roster and probably look. So, like, who are we even... Excuse me. Who are we even paying at this point? Oh, this is last year's roster, so this doesn't even have the updated stuff yet. Cam Thomas was a senior. I was wondering where he was. Kind of sucks. I liked him. All right, let's go ahead into the offseason. Let's go to the next step and see what's about to happen. It's all right, guys. Everybody calm down. Trust me on this, okay? I can do this. I know it's right now. I know it's a lot. It's like an NFL offseason, and all of a sudden, you know, as a Raven fan, I get it. What'd I tell you? We're fine. We're fine. EJ, salute. Hats off to you. We're fine. Like I was saying, as a Ravens fan, sometimes in our off seasons we have the thing where like 6 guys get signed by other teams in like the first hour of free agency, and you start like freaking out. As I think we were a 1-star school before, and we just went down to a half-star. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. But that happens a lot. And everybody starts freaking out. Oh my God, you know, we're going to suck and this and that. And then it's, you know, it all works out and everything's fine. So that's where I'm at right now in the process is like, we are going to be fine. We have 415 Dynasty points right now. 415. That's a lot of Dynasty points, guys. We have a lot of Dynasty points. All these guys, look at this. Maurice Anawalu. Welcome to the team, baby. You might be a linebacker. We need one of those. You might be a tight end. We also need one of those. Vernon Skaggs, SMU, backed off. Welcome to the team. You might start next year at middle linebacker. We're going to have some freshmen on the team who are going to play next year. But guys, don't worry. We're going to be fine. We have really good recruits have come in. We have a strong class. Actually, let's look at the top classes real quick before we get into the transfer portal, which I'm kind of nervous to look at. Okay. We don't have the worst recruiting class in the Mountain West right now. We have the 4th worst. And that's only with 6 commits. I think by the end of it, we'll have probably a middle tier class. Although we've spent, it's kind of funny, we've spent the 2nd most NIL, but yet we have the 6th class because we kind of went a little, I don't know, a little top heavy, I guess. Like none of these teams have signed a 4-star. We've signed 3 4-stars. They're signing 2 stars and 1 stars. Like, come on, guys. So we'll be all right. We'll be okay. All right, let me cook a little bit here. So we have 15 scholarships to offer. And we need a lot of stuff out of this transfer portal. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I actually think that what I have to do is... I should mention, now's a great time to mention this. Next season, I will be starting with a spreadsheet that will be available in Google Docs, and you'll all be able to follow along with the Dynasty there. With the recruiting, it's mainly for recruiting, to track recruiting. I've done the spreadsheet in the past when I've done dynasties, and I'm excited about doing it where you guys can follow, and you can also copy it and then use it for your own if you kind of like the way it looks. So keep that in mind. I will reveal that probably before the start of the season 2 game, as I'm working on it right now, just finishing it up and trying to figure out how I can like share it. So just keep an eye out for that. Probably in the first episode of season 2, I'll talk about that. But for this one, we're going a little bit old school. So we have to kind of see first like what we need out of this out of this transfer portal. I guess let's go look first before we even do that. Like, okay, there are some players who are actually interested in playing here. Okay, thank goodness, because I was like wondering like okay, these are 2 stars, right? No, okay. Maybe he had 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions last year. Okay. Maybe William Watson III didn't have the best year at UMass, who's a terrible school. But, like, I mean, E.J. Colson threw 18 interceptions. Like, it's not like he had a, amazing year or anything. Let's look real quick. Actually, I'm just curious. Who are the top guys in the transfer portal this year? DeCorian Moore. I heard Bryce Underwood always transfers, and he is transferring out of Michigan. Oh, Zion Ely out of Maryland. Bro, some team's going to get an absolute dog. That dude is crazy. He has like 91 speed as an outside pass rusher. He is insane. Damn, somebody's going to get an absolute demon. I can't wait till we can, like, go after these guys. Oh, we can go after a 5-star receiver. Let's go. It'll take up all of our NIL. That'd be hilarious. Wow, we can go after a 4-star quarterback. It's actually funny we can actually go after a couple of these guys. Obviously, I won't, but it'll be cool once we have enough points. What we'll be able to do with that. This 4-star played at Delaware. The hell? Yeah. So obviously, number one, we need is a quarterback. We do have a quarterback coming in, obviously, but like, I don't know what to expect. I just don't know. So the lowest a 3-star quarterback will ask for is 75 NIL, which is funny because EJ was asking for a lot more than that. And he's obviously worse than probably some of these guys. So I'm honestly not opposed to a pure runner archetype because some of those guys do have decent throw power, but I'm really looking more for dual threats. But there's pretty much all pure runners and pocket passers because that's kind of what the computer doesn't really they don't really like prioritize that archetype. So I think if we have a lot of needs, we don't have a corner. We don't have a lot of corners. We don't have really have. I mean, look at our needs. We don't have receivers. So we have 415 dynasty points. It's also going to take some hours, as well. But a couple 2-stars are interested in us. Chase Jenkins is interested. He's a junior. I'm okay with adding juniors. Watson as well. I'm okay with adding juniors because we do have Stephon Session coming in. So I'm really looking for probably a 1-year, maybe 2-year starter, but probably more of a 1-year starter to come in and hopefully do some stuff for us. But a couple of these guys are interested, which is nice. So we won't have to maybe put as much into them, but they're 2-stars. So, but a transfer like a sophomore going into their junior year 2-star is probably not going to be terrible. We're just going to have to look at like what they're asking for, but I really don't think they'll be that, that bad. I'm not opposed though to, let me go quarterback dual threat. I'm not opposed to, using 75 NIL or 85 NIL, something along those lines. On one of these guys, especially if it's someone who, I don't know how our playing time is only a C. We don't have a quarterback. We have a freshman coming in. That's it. I think you could come here and play, man. I really do think you could come here and play. So these are all dual threat guys. I'm looking at guys right now who we have some pipeline because that means that maybe we can convince them a little bit more. So we'll look at Leo Hannon. Yeah, they're all dual threat, so he is a freshman, so he may not be as advanced as some of these sophomores are, though. So we'll look at some of these guys, and we'll check back on them as well after the first sim. They may not all get offers. They probably will, though, so we need to really hone in on quarterback. That's obviously our number one priority now, is quarterback. Quarterback is our number one priority, is quarterback. Is the number one thing we have to look at right now. And I would say number 2 is probably receiver. I mean, tackle. I mean, anything really. We've got a lot of needs. I don't need to actually do by, let me go wide receiver. I don't need to do it by, I just want to see, who's interested. What is happening? Okay, let me go back here. And now the one thing about receiver is I do think Mo Ikwanu will play. I don't see a world in which a 99 speed player sits on our bench. And he will be our number one option. He will be our go-to guy, obviously. So, and we also have, I can't remember the guy's name, Capel, whoever that other receiver we got back. So we do have some receivers. We obviously have to fill out our room. Okay, I don't know why it's... Okay, I don't know why I was doing that. We got to fill out our room a little bit. No doubt about that. But overall, I feel like we have at least 2 receivers that are pretty solid. But again, I want to play more spread next year. So we got to fill out the room a little bit. Let's add him to the board. Only 5 NIL. We're certainly looking for like budget players who fit kind of what we're looking for. For me, a receiver probably looking for, I mean, good speed, good acceleration, and good route running. Obviously, I do think with Mo Aquanu, I do want someone who's an X. Like RJ Mosley is 6'3". I do like the idea of adding someone like him, because we didn't really have that last year. Someone we could just throw the ball up to. Good, the pipelines here. So I do kind of like the idea of adding that to the team. Corey Thompson last year for Ball State had 867 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's only a 1-star, but he's a junior. The stars matter, but not as much because these players have already progressed. So, they only matter, a certain amount, I guess. Carson Clark is a gadget player. The gadget archetypes are pretty nice, but I'm looking for someone a little bit bigger. So add a couple of these receivers. The other thing, too, is like with the hours, we only have so many hours to look at these guys as well. But the good thing is all of the guys we are recruiting right now are in really good shape. So we can really focus on the transfers. I think we'll be able to focus on transfers, which is obviously ideal. Any 3-stars. So the cheapest 3-star receiver is 40 Dynasty points. So we have to go down to 2 stars. But we can look at 2-star sophomores and 2-star juniors who I think will be able to come in and be all right for us. I do kind of like all these different archetypes when it comes to receivers. Lots of different ones to go with. Honestly, all these 0-2 stars, I think we just have to look at all of them. Receiver, I think, is one where I hit, where we can kind of look at a couple. And then, because I'm running out of points here, I do want to look at some corners, or not points, excuse me, targets on the board. We can obviously add it back. Okay, that's annoying why it doesn't automatically go to the position you filtered. So 2-star corners, there are some who are 0 NIL. 3-star looks like they start at 35, which is not bad. And it's a lot of 2. And then we do have some who are interested, but they're all 1-star guys. And they want 10 NIL. Now, again, he's a junior, so he's probably, I don't know, bump and runs I have a lot of hit or miss with. I'll add him to the board, but I have a hit or miss with those. What archetype do you guys like when it comes to corners? I actually have a tough time with it a little bit, trying to find the right archetype. I used to do zone, but I'm trying to get more well-rounded corners. I like the idea of bump and run because it's kind of what I want. In my opinion, a bump and run corner is a press corner. But a lot of the bump and run corners I've looked at, I actually haven't loved what I saw from them. So let's try. I mean, we got to take whoever we can get. So at the end of the day, we got to take whoever we can get. So let's look at, I don't want to lose sight of the guys that we're, going after. Let's add Stefan down here so that way he's with our other commits. But I don't want to lose sight of these guys. I want to make sure we're good with all of these guys. So Maurice out Anawalu, we are good. Vernon Skaggs, we are good. Obviously, these could change quickly, but we're just going to assume we're fine right now. We don't even put hours on him or anything. Ladarius Goodley, we're fine. Walt Bullitt, we are in a battle with. So he is someone we are going to have to, we're going to have to pursue him a little more. We got destroyed at defensive tackle. Excuse me. So he's a guy we have to go after a little bit. We can't really sell him on much. What did I offer him for scholarship? I offered him 5. Okay, let's up it to 10. That'll give us a little bit of an extra boost, and then we'll offer him probably 25 points. I think that'll probably get it done. Eastern Michigan was not getting a lot of I don't think they were getting a lot of influence, so I think we'll be able to get him. Trapuka's fine. Casey Fouch is fine. Oh, another thing I want to do too after we do some scouting here is okay, so this right guard, we're gonna probably just lose out on him. But we have other right guards we're looked at, so that's fine. We need to recruit some more players as well. I don't want to hit, just hit the transfer portal, but like obviously right now the transfer portal is like our main kind of, it's mainly we're going after this thing. Marquez Brink, we were battling with UMass, and neither of us are getting much there. We do have an A+ on that, so we could schedule a visit with him and hit that A+ pretty hard. I don't think we'd have to put any other points on him. I think we'd get him, like at least for this week. I don't really want to miss out on offensive linemen after our whole team just got destroyed by the transfer portal. But this is a tough one here. Let's come back to him. Everyone else we should be fine, right? Okay. So let's kind of come back to him. Take him off for now. And then this is the guys we've got committed so far. Okay. So we already have a deal breaker for him. I don't know. Playing time, dude. Like we have, trust me, brother. We've got playing time. We've got plenty of playing time. Don't you worry about that. All right, so we're going to go through and scout some of these. Let me make sure before I begin, I don't have any coach points. Can I buy him, EA? No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I don't have any, okay, because I wasn't thinking we were going to look at quarterbacks when I bought those, or that would have been the first one I bought for the recruiter, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and look at some of these guys. We're going to have to, guess and assume on some of them. I would say the 3-star. Well, I would say we could just offer them, but for 75 NIL, I got to look at them. All right, let's look at Chase Jenkins here. Wait, did I get... Maybe I got quarterback. Wait, what? Hold on. Either I got quarterback or the game's just being nice to me. Let me see. Did I? I thought I got DB and receiver. Let's see. Quarterbacks take less time to fully scout. Oh, I got O-line and DB. I didn't get receiver. I got O-line and DB. Okay, well, maybe in the offseason it's less. I didn't know that. So, oh, you know what? In the offseason is less, right? Because I think the ones that you do, I think you can do it in one shot, right? Let me look. Some crazy. Let me look at these guys. So I have DB on. No, I'm getting the same. Okay. All right, whatever. It's going to take us less either way for the quarterback. That's good. That's a good thing. So that's all that matters. 81 throw power. Already a lot of EJ Colson in that throw power. Let's look at William Watson. 80 throw power. But 91 acceleration. Wow. Okay. Okay. You're not really looking for gem or anything with these guys. You're just looking for, what you're looking for, basically. 71 deep accuracy. So the thing I'm concerned about with this is, like, Mo Aquanu is 99 speed, and we're going to pair him with someone who can't throw the ball down the field. That just doesn't, you know what I mean? That doesn't really make sense. I'm not concerned about this deal breaker because I think sometimes when you add too many quarterbacks to your board, the deal breaker goes off. I'm just not overly concerned about it, but it won't let us scout him. Okay, so maybe we won't get him. All right, let me look at him and see like what are we working with here. That's intriguing. Oh, 88 throw power. He's okay, but honestly, Stephon Session is better than him. If I'm remembering Stephon Session's stats, he has 81 speed. I think he has the same throw power, and he has better accuracy stats. I'd rather just have Stephon Session, honestly. So I'm not really too interested in that. Oh, I can look at Session right here. He has 88 throw power. He has 81 speed, and he does have slightly better accuracy. So, um, yeah, we could just play Stephon Session. Um, I do kind of like the idea of like having like a really fast quarterback, though. Let me look at Watson. What is his accuracy? How bad is it? 87 speed. That's fast. If the short accuracy is okay, then you know. Oh my god, it's so bad. Pure runner archetypes just don't. A lot of times just don't have the accuracy. 85 speed. Well, here's the thing. We need to add quarterbacks either way. I guess these guys are juniors and they're going to cost us a little bit, but like we need to add quarterbacks. Um, we're going to have a battle. I do kind of like Watson. His accuracy stats are bad, but he can run. And maybe that's what we have to do a little bit more of next year, as much as I don't really want to be that, you know. Let's see what Christian Davis is looking like here. Christian Davis, sorry. Gotta check in. Keep an eye on our hours too. We have a lot of things we have to get through. 82 speed, 83 throw power, and his accuracy is probably. I mean, the under pressure rating is kind of important on this team. They both kind of going to be about the same NIL. Watson is more interested already. This is kind of an interesting problem to have. I don't want to keep using NIL on these quarterbacks. I think. Man, this is tough. The throw power last year from Wascombe. I think Stephon Session will potentially start for us anyway at this point. But I do want to bring in competition, and we need depth at quarterback. So I'm going to offer William Watson here. The other guys are making 25. So we could replace the other quarterbacks we had with William Watson, who I do think is better and more intriguing. And so I'm going to offer him. Well, let's hold off on the offer right now. Let's just wait because I want to see how many hours I'm working with. I do think that's important. So let's hold off on that for a second because let's look at some of these receivers as well. And let's kind of see what we're working with here. And we're obviously looking for. What is he? He's a junior. So his route running is awful. His route running is terrible. I'm not expecting great route running, but it's got to be a little bit better than that. So he will be off. Let's try RJ Mosley. 89 speed as a speedster is not great. But honestly, and he's a freshman. Honestly, he's got decent stats to work with. He's 6'3". He could maybe give us that, outside presence we are looking for. So he will get an offer. RJ Mosley will get an offer. I do like him. Let's look at Jonathan Harrell here. You're an elusive route runner, and you really can't run routes or catch the ball, so he'll probably be a no. Let's look at Hunter Summers. I probably don't need to see any more than that. Maybe one more just to see. 89 speed. Oh yeah, this guy looks really nice. He's 6'3" as well. The catching is going to be up there, probably in the high 80s. I don't need to scout him anymore. Okay, so I'm going to remove Harrell. I don't really think I need to scout this guy. I'll put him. I'll keep him here just in case we miss out on some of the other guys. We're going to need to be, a little open-minded. What we're working with here. 87 speed in the 70s. He's an elusive route runner. 87 speed, 89 acceleration. He's a junior, so he's already pretty much developed. But the transfers do develop in this game. I remember before they didn't, so I'm also interested in him. And all these guys are 0. Of course, Hunter Summers is the most NIL, and he looks the best, but all these other guys are 0. 20 throw power. Okay, well, that's good to know, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to offer all of these guys. I think I'm gonna offer all these guys. Not Corey Thompson, but these other guys. We'll see about him with the NIL, but we're gonna spend the NIL, so we're probably gonna offer him. But again, we'll come back to, well, like these guys with 0, like we're gonna offer you. You have 0, we'll offer 10. So Taylor Bradshaw, we will offer you. Jackson Harper. And I don't expect to get all of these guys. So we're going to, offer a couple different. I don't want to just offer juniors as well. Hunter Summers looks the best, though. I really think he could come in and be a really nice addition to the team. I really do. 50 NIL is a lot, but I really like him. What do you guys think about him? Oh, he'd be a lot, though. We don't have to offer him that. We can offer him 50. We can offer him 50. Well, I mean, let's just offer him 50 to kind of have it up there. We're not going to go back. If anything, we'd go forward. What do you guys think about him? I like him. He's going to progress a little bit, so his route running is going to be even better. He's like a bigger version of Jaden Smith. I like him quite. I actually like him quite a bit. So he'd be a nice complementary piece. So if we could get these guys in the building, along with Mo Aquanu, and then maybe probably he might be the backup if we don't get Summers, and then probably one like, well, we'll look at something real quick before we continue on. Let's look at our receivers. Now, obviously, this is not our actual receivers, but Royal Capel is okay. So he is a little bit more of a slot receiver. Okay, because that's what I was actually going to say that we needed. But we kind of already have that, which is kind of nice. Now we do need to add. I think we need to add some receivers who are going to be freshmen as well. I don't think we can just go after transfers. Let me put that on here so I don't forget, because I'm going to have to probably come back to that at this point. But I definitely don't want to forget that. Okay. Tight ends, we got Anawalu coming in. We are going to have to add a tight end as well. That's another thing we have to add. We only have 80 hours left, by the way. Jesus. Oh my God. We only have 80 hours left, and I haven't even looked at tackles yet, and I haven't even scouted all of these guys. I haven't looked at any of the corners. This one apparently I've looked at. He doesn't look very good. Let me see. Okay, actually his zone might be a little better than we thought. Honestly, I think well, we're gonna offer him. So we're gonna go 10. We're gonna, we're getting, we're putting strong offers out there with NIL. Hopefully that means something to these guys. You know what I mean? Hopefully that means something. What is this looking like? 63 zone. God, 67 press. It's just awful. And 20 NIL. Nah, man, I can't. Can't justify that. 90 speed, 95 acceleration. Jesus, is a 1-star? Probably going to be, he looks good. So we have 11 left. We have 11 scholarships left. If we just right now had 11 scholarships left, 10 each, 10 just, because usually if a guy's offering wants 0, I'll do 10 to try and blow them away with NIL. That would only be 110 dynasty points. So we can really go after a couple of guys here. And that's with already putting a couple strong offers in. So we can go after a couple of guys here. Like, I don't want to be afraid to. Kind of, guys who are asking for a lot of NIL. I don't want that to, scare us away here. I guess is what I'm trying to say. We need to be aggressive in what we do right now. We are struggling, so we got to be a little bit aggressive with this. What is the tight ends? Okay, so 40. A gadget? I swear I put tight end. Did I? What am I doing? Okay, let me. I was tripping. My bad. Let's go to tight ends. So let's see. What do the 3-star tight end want? So 30 NIL for a 3-star tight end. Okay. The thing is, I just don't, I don't have the points to scout these guys, but honestly, I think 3 stars, I'll just offer. A 3-star is going to play on this team. You know what I mean? Like 2 stars, I like to scout. 3 stars, it's like you're going to play. Like there's no way you're not going to play. But we have to offer him, we have to offer these guys 60 to 80 NIL, somewhere in that range to really blow them away. And that's the concern I have, especially because I don't think we're going to use a tight end as much as we did last year. Now, if we get a good one, then we will. But, I'd rather probably focus our attention a little bit more on other positions, including offensive tackle. Now, this is a position that I do think we may have to spend on. Well, we will have to spend on. We need depth at the position, but like you can see, like offensive tackles for one are not really interested in playing here, and two, they ask for a lot. Even the 2 stars are asking for a lot. If you play offensive tackle, obviously you know your value. You're extremely important. But I wouldn't mind if we found an offensive tackle like this is, a couple here. These are freshmen, but if I do want to look. Well, I don't even think I have to look at them honestly. I mean, the thing is, like, you're offering them 100. Probably have to offer them 80 to 100 dynasty points. I would like to see at least a little bit. I need to see a preview of their stats, but I do like the archetype in which they have as the pass protector. That's the archetype I generally like to go after. We got to take kind of anything we can get at this point, though. We only have 20 hours left, and it's been pretty much all scouting. I haven't put really anything on anyone except Bullet. I think he's the only guy. The rest have just been NIL offers. So that's kind of where we are right now, man. It's I didn't put an offer yet on William Watson. Let me go ahead and do that. It's kind of where we are right now, though, as a team. It's tough on this tight budget, tough NIL budget, tight hours budget, but we will make it through it. One way or another, we will make it through it. I have the confidence in us. I'm trying to cook for you all, but it's hard. See, he's a 3-star, but like his stats are terrible. Like that's terrible. I'm not interested in that. So you can't really just, say, oh, 3-star will offer because he looks awful. And he was a pass protector. He looked terrible. So I'm not really, I do think we need, like I have 5 points left, and that's when I just usually will offer a scholarship to somebody. And the good thing about those is you can take them away. So like I do like vertical threat tight ends. They're normally faster, they can get open. So, and he wants 0, so I can always just take this away if I scout him. I don't like him. But I'd rather just get it on the board. We need a tight end. We need corners. We need receivers. Like, we need everything. I'd rather just get these on the board here and see what ends up happening with these. So let me make sure. So I got 3 receivers I'm going after, 2 corners. I hope that, like, we don't get locked out of all of these guys because, like, we need the, we need a lot. We need a lot more. So we'll see what happens with this. Hopefully we get some of these guys. I know we still have a lot of dynasty points remaining. So hopefully all these guys don't get locked into their schools. I am a little bit concerned about that. To be honest with you, part of me wants to probably, maybe like send an offer to Mosley. I don't want to roll these points over. I definitely don't want to roll these points over. But I don't think they're all going to get locked out. A lot of the 3 stars might, but the 2 stars won't. And we can still grab some of those. So let's go ahead and save this again. Let's just save it. I'm going to save it again at the midpoint. In case this is awful and we don't get anybody and we don't have a team. Because that is in play at the moment. I'm not overly concerned about that yet, but it is currently in play. We will need to have a full 35. We will need to have a 35 person. Oh wow, okay, nothing happened. We will need to have a full 35 man recruiting class. There's absolutely no doubt about it. We will have 35 people. And we will need all 35 of them. They won't all necessarily play, but we'll need the depth and things. So we'll need all of them. Okay, so let's take a look. Mississippi State's back on the board for Maurice Anawalu. That is not good news. That's actually really bad news. It's actually really, really bad news. We need him to kind of savage some of this. So we're going to have to put some hours on him. That's unfortunate. Bullet does have he does have an offer with Eastern Michigan, and they did the visit. They have a visit with him this week. So we could certainly lose out on him. That is something that could definitely happen. That would suck. Other than that, we have now our punter is getting contacted by Baylor, so we will just concede that and find another one because I'm not fighting Baylor for a punter. I don't have the resources to do that. Stephon Session, please, for the love of God, sign this. Please sign this. William Watson, okay, so we are first for him. He got an offer from Georgia State, who's a Tier 1 pipeline school, so we can't not take that serious, but we're getting a lot more influence with the 40. Clearly, we offered him more money. If we need to schedule the visit and suck up the 40 points, we do have an A+ on play style, so we can do that if we need to, but I'm not worried about it right now. Okay, these receivers did not lock into their top 5, which is nice. Looks like Hunter Summers, we had just straight offered him what he wanted, and we are 6th, but he's nowhere close to locking in that top 5, so that's fine. And these other receivers were first. Corners were first. Looks like Sam Houston's going after Connor Saturday, so we'll have a little bit of a battle there. We have pretty strong stuff that we can pitch him, so I'm okay with that. And Ohio and UNM going after the tackle. But yeah, a lot of these guys actually didn't, not much happen. So that's great news. That is amazing news. That is actually really relieving, if I'm being honest. Let me look at this guy real quick and see if he's worth anything. Oh, not bad. 90 acceleration. What is the catching and the speed? 89 speed, 75 catching. I have a fear like our receiving core is going to be kind of old. We're going to have a lot of redundancy. But I'm going to offer him because I want the depth. And like I always say, I can take it away if I need to. I have 9 scholarships left. If I need to take it away, I can. I know I have other positions I need to focus on. Middle linebacker I want to focus on. I did want to look at pass rushers and tackle. Maybe more corners. Like there's a lot I want to focus on with these last 9 offers I have. But again, I can mess around with this. You know, I can mess around with this a little bit. So let me look at the guys we're recruiting, and specifically Walt Bullet here. This is going to be a tough one. I'm going to. I think what's going to happen is I think we're getting a recruiting battle for him. I'm going to keep it how it is. I think we're getting a recruiting battle for him. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm okay if we get a recruiting battle for him. I'm fine. Maurice Anawalu, we have to go after here. We can't mess around with this. We don't have a good pitch for him, which really sucks. How much did Mississippi State offer you? We offered him 20, and I think he wanted 10. So that's where he's at. So we'll go 30. We'll go 30 on Anawalu, and hopefully that's enough. The rest of these guys are fine. Let me put these 2, because these are kind of our 2 battles right now. So we'll put that there and see what happens with the rest of these guys. Going on to the transfers as we wait for Stephon Session to sign. It is 1 a.m. in the morning, by the way, so things might start getting loopy here. Things are going to start getting real loopy here in a minute. William Watson, we're good. I'm okay with that. I think we're offering a much better offer than Georgia State, and I'm okay with where that battle is right now. RJ Mosley, I do like the fact that he's a freshman. We do have the NIL points to kind of go after him, especially if we lose out on one of those other two guys. And I do like the fact that he's a freshman, which is, I'm just curious, what's his catching? 80 catching. He can catch the ball a little bit. 73 catching traffic is not terrible. 74 spec catch is not bad either. It'd be really nice if he has good development. That would be great. We do have something we can throw at him. A plus on the play time if we need to. We'd have to go up to 60 for him. We're going after a lot of receivers. Just because, I mean, it just killed me last year watching the receivers. So we already have Mo Aquanu. And we have some other receivers here. It's just a matter of, like, you know, like, I think we'd sign him, RJ Mosley. I think we'd sign him. And honestly, I don't know how much he'd play this year if we get all these other guys. You know, I'd rather up the offer to Hunter Summers, honestly. I would rather just up the offer to him. Because I think it's what is the offer for Mosley? He wants 40. So I'd rather, I mean, I know RJ Summers is a 2-star. Mosley's a 3-star, though. I don't know how much that matters, but you know, Summers just helps us more right now. Mosley would, you know, maybe help us more in the future. But again, you know, how much, like, you know, can we get a better receiver in the offseason? You know, like, how much NIL will he want next year? We want 125 NIL next year. If we give him, you know, 60 now. That's kind of my thought with it. So I'm going to I'm still relying on the NIL right now, by the way. I'm going to up the offer to Hunter Summers to 80. I think Gene Smith only getting 25 last year, but I'm going to up it to 80 for Hunter Summers. Stick it with 10 for these guys. That's the max we can offer. They're still interested. We do have a scholarship in for Corey Thompson, and he's a good depth piece for us, so I'm okay with that. If anything, I think I'll up it to 5. I think that would help ensure we get him if we up it to 5 if we need to. And Mosley, I'm just going to kind of keep on the back burner right now. I'm still going to keep him on the back burner and see kind of where that ends up. Looks like Marquez Brink UMass dropped out of that. Thank God. Thank you, UMass. I appreciate that very, very much. More than you'll ever know. This is a pretty good overall set here. 80 run block power, 77 run block finesse, 78 pass block, 79 finesse pass block. Yeah, this is a pretty good tackle, and he's only a freshman. Again, we're going to spend, you know, we can't be afraid to spend this NIL a little bit, especially for the premier positions, you know, like a left tackle for maybe for years to come. Enrico Migueli. Our offensive line was terrible last year. We need to invest more in it. I definitely didn't do enough during the season. I said that. This would give us 170 points left, and that would be 170 points for, what is that, 8 scholarships, I think, 8 or 9 scholarships. So it'd still give us, 10 points a scholarship, give or take, which isn't bad. You can still find those guys. Again, we're gonna wrestle with this a little bit, but having a cornerstone left tackle would be nice. And he looks pretty good. He's a 3-star. He is from Cancun International. It's kind of cool. 6'5", 300 pounds. I like him quite a bit. I do think he would be, and he's good overall. We're still trying to figure out who we want to be as a team. So having a guy who can do a little bit of everything is not a bad place to be. I would be really excited about him if he was like a recruit we were getting. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm willing to go there. I am. I'm willing to go there for him and see how it goes and see what happens here. Like, this is a raw strength. This is a totally different archetype, but, like, That's just a totally different ball game. He's actually pretty awful. I'm not even interested in that. Let me look at Tanner North. 49 run block power. I'll pass. So again, that's why we're going to go after Enrico Migueli. It's hard to find an offensive tackle out there who's going to be worth a damn. So if you find one, I think it's important to go after it. And I did, I do feel pretty good about that. So we'll see with that. We still have 8 more scholarships. We have 170 points. I think we should bring this down to 0, right? I'm assuming so. Or at least close to it. I mean, this is the end of the first season, so I'm assuming we'll get more points next year. I hope, or else we're completely screwed, I guess. Now, I think we need a kicker and a punter. So 2 of the scholarships will be going to that. Luckily, they don't require any NIL. You can offer them 5, and they'll take it. I do like the power archetype. So that's good. So we don't need to focus too much on the NIL aspect for them. It's just a matter of obviously getting someone in. I had a punter I had on my board, and he just completely abandoned us for some reason. Average punt was 42 yards last year. I don't know about that one, Chief. I guess it's not bad. It's probably what all these guys punt. So we'll get a couple punters on the board as well. Well, we'll just do the one, because we also are kind of running out of space on the board, which is kind of annoying. Let's see which one of these kickers we like better. 89 kick power, 86 kick power. You can see the accuracy, 72 accuracy or 75. So Max Kelly, a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and try and offer him. We offer him 5. He'll be ecstatic. We gave you $5, kid, to go kick the football. Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up like our last kicker, which was me. We blame the kicker. All right. So thinking about running back a little bit here. So we got Tavares Jones back, which is great, but Lamar Sperling is gone. So we definitely need something there at running back. I would say one way or the other. It doesn't necessarily have to be a transfer or a recruit. It just has to be one or the other. I would say that. I would say we need another quarterback for sure. So those are 2 things we're going to look at here. We're going to look at quarterback, halfback. Trying to think how I want to spend these last couple scholarships. So we'll look at some of these running backs here. So these are high school. I definitely don't want north-south blockers though. North-south receiver I'm interested in. Okay, so they don't do it anymore by... Okay, they actually, in this game, they separated them, which is actually kind of nice. All right, so let's go look at these halfbacks. Let's see, Lee Odin. Again, these are all recruits, so obviously they're not going to be as far as long as some of the other guys we looked at, but we just need the depth. We really need the depth. Let's see, 86 speed, 63 catching, 22 break tackle. Okay, so Taki. Maybe looks a little better than Lee Odin. So we will go ahead and offer him, and we'll do 5 on him as well. Hopefully we can get some of these guys. Let's look at quarterbacks. I still think our best chance at quarterback is probably the transfer portal. We are going after William Watson. Pure runner archetype is just... It is what it is, I'll just say that. The pure runner archetype is what it is. It's interesting, I'll just say. It's an interesting archetype. You don't really get a lot of amazing players from it, but it's all right. The throw power is just what kills you with those. The throw power is rough. Let me look at J.C. Evans here. I didn't see him when we were going through this. 83 speed 86 throw power. He actually looks pretty solid. Again, compare him to Stephon Session. 79 throw on the run, 78 throw on the run, 67 throw power, or under pressure, 74. 88 to 86. The accuracy is certainly a little worse, but he is a little bit faster. And he wants 15 NIL. And I actually kind of like him better than William Watson, honestly. But I don't know. Watson, just that speed, man, that speed is really intriguing to me. So I'm going to offer JC Evans as well. And I'm going to go up to 25 for him. And we'll see. We might get both of these guys. I mean, we're putting, 130 points into our quarterback room. I don't think that's a bad thing. We need a good quarterback play or we're not going to win. So I'm okay with putting, a lot of points into our quarterback room because we need to have good quarterbacks or we don't stand a chance to do anything. So, all right, let's look at a couple more things here. A couple more things I wanted to hit. Linebacker, pass rusher. We still have 135 points. What's a pass rusher's like? So they pretty much already have. Oh, these are deal breakers. So we're missing out on these guys over deal breakers, which is fine. Oh no, it's because we don't have any more room on our board. My bad. Let's get some of these guys off our board. I hate how these guys take up spots on your board. It's kind of annoying. All right, so we didn't even look at him. So I guess let's do that now. So we have a little bit more time and looks all right. I'm already running out of hours. Okay. So we've already ran out of hours. And we are still we're going to probably just have to offer people at some point. Honestly, we don't have enough hours to look at the guys as much as I'd like. You know what I mean? So at some point in time, we're just gonna have to offer guys and kind of see what sticks. We just don't have the hours to go through and scout a bunch of different guys and really get an idea for these players. We gotta kind of take what we can get at this point and then see what happens. So Hunter Summers and William Watson, I would say, are my two main targets, and Enrico Migueli for the transfer portal. They're the three guys I'm looking at right now. Other than that, I mean, and JC Evans, I would say, is right there as well. They're probably the top four. I'm interested in these other guys, but they're probably the top four. The corners are not bad. The receivers are actually pretty solid that we found as well, especially for that NIL. So hopefully we can get some of these guys. We're not close to commits on anybody, so I'm not expecting any commits, I don't think. Maybe we'll get Harisan Awalu and Walt Bullitt. We're seeing if those two guys throw us a verbal. Oh, we have a couple guys who are close to verbals. Okay, so maybe we'll get some verbals here. That would be fantastic. As let's go ahead and advance to week number 3. We haven't had to do any visits yet or anything like that. We have done no visits so far, and let's go. Okay, that's a big one. He hasn't signed the dotted line, but Maurice Onualu has verbally committed. So that is a big one, and they do have him listed as a tight end. I do think that's where he's going to play, but I'm willing to explore other options for him at linebacker potentially. We do get Vernon Skaggs as well. We did not get Walt Bullitt yet, though. We may have lost out on him. Nope, we're in a recruiting battle. Exactly what I knew was going to happen. So we're in a recruiting battle with Eastern Michigan for Walt Bullitt, the 2-star defensive tackle. We'll see how much we want to spend on that. But 2 other recruits join the board. It's 2 3-stars. Excuse me, no. Is it? Yeah, 2 3-stars. Vernon Skaggs was a 3-star. He was, okay. So we add more 3-stars to this. This is becoming a pretty top-heavy recruiting class so far. And it'll be interesting to see once we get to that last week and we get all of the commits and things and we kind of can look at the excuse me, we can look at the recruiting class from a whole, what it looks like. Because right now it's a lot of 3-stars. It's just kind of interesting. It is interesting, if you go to top classes, and you go to our conference, we signed 6 3-stars. UNLV got 1. Nobody else has any. So we're signing stars. It's going to be a star-heavy team. I think when we finish out this recruiting class, we'll have the top recruiting class in the conference. UNLV may beat us, but I think we're going to have the top class. We'll see. But I think we're going to have the top class. That's just kind of my gut feeling based on doing this last year. And all I'm going to say is if we end up with the top class, I need to see something in the comments. I need to see some W's or something. Some settle down juice needs to be given to you all. I know you all were going crazy watching this beginning of this. I told you, trust me. I'm going to figure this thing out. All right, Vernon Skaggs. Walt Bullitt, we're going to put 40 on. We're going to try to beat Eastern Michigan for him. Everyone else, I'm still in the clear with. No one else is getting scholarship offers. Vernon Skaggs and Stefan Session are the 2 that we are waiting on right now. Enrico Migueli, we are his only offer, and that offer got us first. William Watson, Georgia. Is that Georgia State or Georgia State? I think it's Georgia State. They've backed off. Fantastic. Maurice Anawalu with the verbal commit, and Mississippi State is still there, so I'm keeping the hours on him. I don't want to lose him. I don't know if I have to do that or not, but I am. Hunter Summers, we're looking good. J.C. Evans, we're looking good. A lot of these 3-stars are just sitting there with no offers, which is kind of crazy. I think the NIL thing in this game, a lot of 3-stars just end up with no team. Oh yeah, Connor Saturday, I forgot we're battling with Sam Houston. I think they offered him 10 NIL as well based on that. So we're going to have to put some hours on him. I'm okay with that though. And probably look at more corners. And then the kicker's not interested in us. Why? We're giving you 5 NIL. What more could you possibly want? And Taki's not interested in us either. Sometimes it does take a week. Like, they'll become interested. I'm just going to keep that where it is. See what happens. Honestly, last year, if you didn't have a kicker or punter, the game just gave you one and they were awesome. They were like really good. So that'd be kind of sweet. They would just give you like an amazing kicker. I don't know if anyone else had that experience, but it happened in my dynasties. Like, they were giving me like awesome kickers, and it was actually pretty awesome. And punters too, because I forgot this. Oh, I didn't mean to take him off. Shoot. Oh well. It's fine. We can find somebody better anyways. I actually think Miles Peters is probably slightly slower. I actually wouldn't say he's better. Let's look at Seth Perkins. Okay, he's definitely better. And he's only a sophomore. Okay. So we'll offer him for the tight end spot. I think we only need 1 tight end. So we'll do Seth Perkins there. The funny thing is about this team, you learn all the names of everybody and you start to get comfortable with these guys, and a lot has changed. That is certainly for sure. Okay, one thing we do have to look at is defensive tackle. How in the hell did I forget that we don't have any defensive tackles? I almost forgot about that. Well, I didn't almost. I did. I literally forgot. We lost our 3 starting defensive tackles. Probably not the best place to be in, but these are sophomores. 50 NILs, probably the max we could offer would probably be 50. Honestly, I don't think we could offer more than that. So I'd rather look at these guys who are 0. I'm okay with the pure power archetype though, for sure. Probably have to go. We have 4 scholarships left. Probably have to go what? I know we need everything. The game's saying we need everything. It says we need 4 defensive tackles. Okay, we can look at our group here. So we have group coming in. We're targeting Bullet. And we have really nobody. So I would say we need at least 1 defensive tackle that could play right now. Probably 2. Probably 3, but at least 2. He's 295, and I like guys who are bigger See, for now defensive tackles though, we scout and we only get 40%. I don't understand this game. I do like defensive tackles who have a little finesse move to them though. 64 speed, 68 speed, but really I'm looking for. That's not bad. Decent block shed. With the way we couldn't stop the run last year. Like his block shed sucks. His power move's high though. He can get after the quarterback a little bit. He can get after the quarterback a little bit. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do with this. So he's gonna go off. Only 6'4". Hold on. Yeah, 6'4" block shed. He's gonna go off. 54 speed is tough. For only one more power move. All right, so I'm gonna offer Larich here, and then I'm gonna go back. Excuse me. Now, here's the thing. We only have 3 scholarships. We have 120 Dynasty points because we offered 5 to some guys. So we can go maybe whale hunting a little bit here. That's what? 40 NIL averaged out to 40 NIL per scholarship. Assuming we obviously, get everybody. I think we're going to be able to really steal some guys. I really do. Like, we could offer these guys what they want. Okay, let me do this. It'd be cool to have an awesome defensive tackle. I do like speed rushing defensive tackles, though. I do like guys that can get after the quarterback from the interior. I really do. Let me look at these guys and see. Let me look here. Hold on. See if there's anyone even interesting. So he has no offers. He's a sophomore. Okay, we'll look at him. And then I want to look at gap specialists because we need to be able to stop the run. I like to have one of each. I like to have a gap specialist. So there's no 3 stars. There's only a 2-star one. It's 40 NIL. Damn, he had a good year, though, for Arkansas State. 10 sacks, 16 tackles for a loss. Damn, he had a really good year. He has an offer from Middle Tennessee, though. I want to look at him, though. But anyway, I like to have one of both. I do like to have one of both. Okay, let me look at this guy. I need to be blown away by this. Okay. Ooh, 84 finesse move. And he's only a sophomore. He's 6'5". You guys know I like the big guys. 78 tackle. I don't think I need to finish. That's what she said. I think I'm good. I do kind of curious what the power move is. Oh, only 67. Another international player. We're getting some international players. I'm gonna, because I have 2. I'd have 20 left. Is he the whale I want to go after? That's what I'm trying to decide, though. You know what I mean? Like, is he the guy? God, he's small for a gap specialist. His block shed better be good. 84 tackle, 81 pursuit with high block shed. Okay, this guy I'm already interested in. He wants 40 NIL, though. This is a guy at Middle Tennessee State. He wants 40 NIL. So this is a guy we'd have to, again, we'd have to really go after. So we could do 80 and then 2020, go after a couple guys, be a little more aggressive, or we could just, try to get, a big fish, I guess, as you would say. All right, let me look at, see, I hate how they do this with because we still need a safety, as well, but I'm running out of spots on the board again. I hate the way they do this. Like, I'm literally going after, like, all these players. I don't know what you want me to do here. I guess RJ and Mosley at this point we can take off. And we can look to add. Just want to see, like, what is a kick-ass pass rusher costing these days? I love you can just go in the market. What is an awesome pass rusher costing us these days? $50? 50 NIL? Okay. Yeah, like, this is, like, I like speed rushing guys. Guys can go after quarterback. Now, like, this guy's coming from Miami. Intriguing. We don't have any pipeline on him, though, from Florida. Versus Arizona or Cali, we do have one. 6'7". Okay, I gotta at least look at you. Logan Knapp. I gotta at least look at you. 6'7". Please be decent. This is like a wet dream for me. Please be decent. 60 NIL is a lot. I gotta scout him. 60. Oh, he's a power rusher. I was gonna say 60 finesse. He's a power rusher. Okay. Damn it. I gotta know more than that. Okay. So that's a maybe. All right. So we have 5 hours. Let's make a decision on one of these defensive tackles. Benedict Ume, or Shakay Woods. Both are good in their own way. Obviously, we don't know, you know. Like his finesse move could be solid, but he's a junior, he's a sophomore. So I do like the idea of having like, we could work with him a little bit, but he does not help our ability to stop the run. That's what I'm concerned about, you know. Technically we could offer both of them. It would just be exactly what they're asking for. You know what? Let's just offer both of them exactly what they want and see what happens. Let me get the points here to be able to offer him. And we'll just see what happens. Like, I'm cool with doing that. I don't think we need to schedule any visits or anything. This has been a visit-free recruiting, which has honestly never happened to me before in this game, but well, in college football games, not this game, but with the NIL and stuff, it's just the way it goes. I don't know how many kids are doing visits these days anyway. It's just about the money aspect of it more times than not. So I guess it's realistic in some ways. So let's go ahead and go to week 4. This is going to be a big week. I don't know how many we're going to get here, but the next one obviously will get everyone. So we get Mateo Rico. I think that's one of the ones we've been kind of working on all season long. And we do get Walt Bullitt on a hard commit. So we end up getting him from Eastern Michigan, which is great. And doesn't look like we got locked out of anybody, which is nice. And now we'll just be about that last piece, trying to finish up the recruiting class, making sure all 35 scholarships are out, making sure we're in a good spot. With all 35, is now Rico signed, Bullitt signed, Goodley's fine, Trapika's fine, Fouch is fine, Cameron just looking and seeing if we're in a battle with any of these guys. We are not. Maurice Anawalu does have a visit with Mississippi State in week 4. He is not, okay, we didn't really have anything to offer him anyway with that, but, excuse me, he is not listening to offers, I'll just say. And you know what? I'm going to put 50 points on him. He's a gem. Like, and I think he could be a linebacker or a tight end. I just think we got to put 50 points on him. All right, let me see what else we got going on here. Sessions is still fine. Dang, no offers to a 3-star tackle? I guess I didn't need to offer him that much. I think we're going to get William Watson here, which is nice. I think we're going to get Hunter Summers, which is nice. J.C. Evans. Nobody's offered these guys anything. Maybe we'll just walk and get these guys. Definitely not as competitive as last year, in my opinion, in the recruiting battles. Like, it's not as much of a battle. Honestly, it's more so interesting. Okay. So, like, all right, well, we're going to take this off and go after somebody else then. It's just more so of, like, it is what it is, you know? Let me finish looking at Logan Knapp. Oh, he only has 74 power move. So he has 71 block shed. You know, he's got something, though. But I don't know for the NIL if he's worth it. So we have 2 scholarships and 80. So we have 40 to give away. Let me look at... that would be 2 defensive tackles coming in, which is nice. Okay, let me look at... I don't know if the block. Let me look at his block shed. See how good it is. Okay, 78 block shed. That's pretty good. All right, cool. There's still a lot of things I want to hit in this class. I don't feel like we did enough at pass rusher, although we do have Kofi, Baylor, Terex, and I think I said his name wrong. It's 1:30 in the morning. Um, and we have a Cal Taylor coming back. So, we're not dead in the water at pass rusher. Like, even the game saying we don't really need. Right, we have a Cal Taylor. He'll progress. We have Kofi Taylor Barracks. I think I did say it wrong. Right, he'll progress. They're both seniors. Parrish was fine. Okay, so we're fine. I want to get some interior guys there. Okay, cool. All right, so we have enough hours to scout for sure. I don't think we need to put hours on anybody. That I saw. So I'm thinking. I know I'm probably missing. We need so much stuff. I know I'm missing something. Okay, you guys can let me know in the comments what I'm missing. I know I missed something that we needed, but we really need someone who can generate turnovers on this team badly in the secondary, in particular. So I'm going to look at safeties, and unfortunately, I'm going to only be able to do 2 at a time, which is just amazing. Thank you, game. Let's maybe up the board a little bit if we're going to do this. And I have enough points to look at a lot of these guys, and he's actually not bad. 88 speed. He's a maybe. I just think coverage specialists, like, you got to be able to cover. Oh, he's the 3-star. Okay, so that actually makes sense. He's actually pretty solid, though. But, yeah, the coverage is not great. The speed and acceleration is excellent. But, the coverage skills are bad. Let's look at strong. The game tends to undervalue strong safety sometimes. You could just flip them over. Oh, man, 115 NIL. Damn. Can't quite offer that. But yeah, I'm looking for coverage specialists in particular. That's really what I like. Guys who can cover, allegedly. And let's look at, like, okay, he's a junior, so hopefully he'll be a little bit more advanced as far as his attributes are concerned, because he'll be a senior next year. Okay, so he's definitely a little bit more advanced. So Kofi Taylor Barracks. I'm not Kofi Taylor Barracks. Kane White Tinsley, I do think has a potential to play in the 1 spot. He's actually a lot like Kane White Tinsley, though, now that I'm looking at him. Maybe this guy would actually be a little bit better to play on the opposite side, because Kane White Tinsley's not the fastest. Okay, let's look at a couple more. We have he wants 35. We can go up to 40. We might not even get him. What does he want? He wants 0. Let me go look at corners real quick. Oh, wait, I can't because I have to keep doing this. This is so annoying. Because I do think Connor Saturday, there's a chance we're not going to get him. We definitely can. Oh, we can do a visit. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and get him in here. And let's put in a couple more on him. Okay, so I actually feel much better about getting him now. But I would still like to add more players to the secondary. Okay, he does actually have an offer from UMass. Okay, so let's put him to the side here. I think Quinn Williams is intriguing. He doesn't even have an offer. So let's offer him. He might just not take it, though. Like, he really might just say, I'm good. Let's. All right, let me look at. Let me go look, because I did kind of forget about Kane White Tinsley, honestly, a little bit. And I was thinking about safeties. So we do have him back there. So that's actually kind of a W that we have him, because he's not bad. His coverage skills are not bad. He's pretty slow, but he can cover a little bit. So let me look at Like I kind of like these hybrid safeties. Like he's kind of like Kane White Tinsley's kind of a hybrid safety. Like guys that can play a little bit man coverage. You know, a little bit. Get in there. Let me see. What are we working with here? 88 speed, 77 tackle. He doesn't have the best coverage stats, but he does have good awareness and good acceleration. I actually like him better. Compare these two. So same speed, pretty much the same coverage. Better tackling. Yeah, Ken Willis is a better player. Oh, but he's a freshman, though. But the NIL difference is kind of insane. Because I'm thinking, like, we still need a linebacker. So, like, let me just look at the linebackers. Probably I mean, we need everything, but if we're trying to just look about patching this together with the transfer portal, you know, which is basically what we're doing at this point. We're literally trying to patch together this roster at the moment. Oh, I guess we can't really look at this because we don't have stupid thing. All right, let's take him off. I think the other safeties is better. But I'm just trying to see, like, you know, can we get a linebacker for 60 NIL? And then that would be it. You know, that would kind of average it out. Or that would even it out or whatever. All these guys have signed already. See if there's any 2-stars out there. Okay, there are some 2-stars. Oh, we're looking at the prospect list. It is 1:37 in the morning. Just getting later and later. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, and I do like lurkers. That's actually perfect. That's actually perfect. Oh, he's only 5'11" though. Jesus. But we would kind of blow him away with the offer. Let's see. Carson Wise, a freshman. All right, I'm gonna look at him and see, because this could actually work out nicely. Hopefully he looks okay. Let's see what we're working with here. 72 play rec. 61 man. Okay. 76 zone, 84 tackle, 81 speed. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. We also have, I thought I got another linebacker. Oh, I guess it was Mateo Reed. Oh, I had to get a couple wills, so we'll see with these guys. Vernon Skaggs is another guy that I do like, and he's actually a little bit similar to Carson Wise. But Wise looks pretty good. Okay, so this is actually going to work out quite nicely. So we're going to offer 40 to Carson Wise. Wait, I didn't mean offer 40. I meant to offer 20. Oh, I totally just choked that away. Oh, no. No, I didn't. We can offer 10 to him. So we actually have 30 left. So we can actually up the offer to people if we want to up the offer to anybody. We want to like make sure we get somebody or something like that. We can we can offer. We also have hours left. I don't think we can offer any more to him, right? Because that's who I would offer it to. It's leaving money on the table, bro. You're literally leaving money on the table. Skaggs were good. Session. I think we could offer more to Stephon Session. If we wanted to, we could offer him a lot more. But at this point, I don't think there's any way he doesn't sign. I'm not overly concerned about that, although that would just completely ruin our whole offseason. But I don't think there's any way he doesn't sign. Watson, I think we're good. I don't offer NIL. I mean, we could. I'm assuming it carries over. So we don't need to do it. It's just a matter of, you know, do we want to, basically. We also have some hours left. And my board's completely full. I would like scout 1 or 2 more people, but the board is completely full, and having to take the guys on and off is actually just like really annoying and kind of stupid. So I'd rather just not do that. Oh, I didn't realize he has offers. He has offers from Toledo and UMass. Oh, shoot. Okay, so that actually kind of changes things a little bit. All right, I'm going to take this off, actually. All right, so we have 40 left because that doesn't, I don't like that. We're coming from behind too much there. It's just too much of a, it's too much of an uphill battle. in my opinion. So let's go look at some more safeties. Let's see if anybody's got anything. So we have 40 Dynasty points left. And I would say safety is definitely our top target right now. 63 tackles. No interceptions, though, buddy. Played for Tennessee last year, though. And he kind of played for him a little bit. We have the hours to look at him. Let's see. Probably has good speed playing in the SEC. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, that actually worked out beautifully for us. We can offer you 40. He looks great. And we can finish scouting him. We have the points. He's a junior, though. I thought he was a, I didn't realize he was a junior, but that's okay. Oh, I totally just used the hours to scout him, and I don't have the hours off from a scholarship. Guys, it is late, okay? Don't flame me. It's late. All right, so we'll take it off of him, and I still feel good because of the visit for Connor Saturday. We'll be fine. Idris Farouk. Go ahead and offer him 40, and that will do it. Dynasty points is at 0. Hopefully that's not a problem. I don't really know. We have went extremely hard in the transfer portal. We have a good combination of juniors and sophomores. It's a lot of juniors. But you know, we have a pretty decent recruiting class coming in already, though I feel pretty good about. I'd say we have like, I think 20 recruits and 15 transfers probably if we get everybody. So we have a lot of transfers. We lost a lot of people. But hopefully this will make our team a little bit better. We can play better. We can win whatever game we get assigned next year, get those dynasty points, help our recruiting class. Like, it all kind of comes together at the end of the day. I do think that the players that we went after will be better suited for what we're trying to do. Quarterback, maybe not as much, but like receivers, definitely. The offensive tackle we got, definitely. You know, we want a pass blocker there. That'll certainly help with that if we get him. The corners, we had to kind of take what we can get. The safeties, though, definitely. The defensive tackles, definitely. Kind of just fit more of our scheme and what we're trying to accomplish. So I'd feel pretty good about it. You know, we couldn't get everybody we wanted. We can't scout everybody. We have limited points, but I do feel like we got a little bit more of the player archetypes that I think will fit well in our scheme. So let's go ahead and advance to the final week of recruiting, and this is when they all pour in. And we get all the hard commits. So Maurice Anawalu does hard commit. I guess we have to look for Stephon Session and Enrico Migueli. Stephon Session is not hard committed yet. If he doesn't hard commit, then he hasn't hard committed yet. If he hasn't hard commit, this whole offseason would kind of be ruined, honestly. Let's just see. Okay, we get Dalen Mixon in the corner. I guess we have a quarterback. Oh, we end up winning on Connor Saturday. That's nice. Idris Farouk, we ended up winning. Very nice. Oh, he's from Columbia, Maryland. Pretty cool. I'm not seeing Stephon Session, though. Chabuka we got. What is he just not going to... I think Stephon Session is not going to commit. He's not going to play. I actually think that's what's going to happen here. Okay, it's not going down the list in order, though. Okay. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We're getting to some of these 1-stars we were just kind of going after for depth the whole year. We got Taki. We did get Hunter Summers. Very nice. I'm very excited about him. We end up getting that 1-star receiver, Corey Thompson Jr. We got a punter named Mello. We got Jackson Harper. So the receiving core is certainly looking a lot better. Seth Perkins will definitely add in the tight end room as well. The kicker there. Got Carson Wise. Oh, that was the linebacker. Okay, so we got him as well. So not looking bad. We got Large the tackle. Pretty much got everybody we went after in the transfer portal for the most part. We got J.C. Evans. So we will have a quarterback battle. And we did not get Stephon Session, I don't think. I don't think he committed to any school. That's kind of unbelievable if that's actually just what happened. He's just not going to play football, I guess. Man, that's so crazy. I don't think we got him. I just think he didn't commit to his school. I just think he's not going to play, which is just insane. Let me see. Oh, he did sign. Okay. He signed the dotted line. So we got every single person we went after except for Shakai Woods. So we ended up not getting. He went to Baylor. Wow. So defensive tackle, we're certainly going to lack at. We were kind of relying on him. That sucks, honestly. But I think overall, this team is actually not in a bad spot. We used 34 scholarships, and I think this class, all things considered, will be the top class in the conference, would be my guess. Let's go ahead and see where we're at. And we're second. Like I said, we would be right there with UNLV. They got 11 3-stars. We did as well. But they didn't sign a full recruiting class. They got close, but they signed just more 2-stars. We signed a couple 1s for depth. But we ended up with the 86th recruiting class in all of college football and the second recruiting class in the conference. So we ended up using our resources pretty well. Similarly to UNLV, who is the cream of the crop of our conference. So I actually feel really good about that. And I actually feel really good about where we ended up as a team, to be honest. And progression will obviously be a big factor. But I do feel pretty good about where we ended up, honestly. Like we ended up pretty well. So let's go to let's do position changes here. So this will be interesting for Anawalu here. So Hunter Summers is an 80 overall before progressions. Idris Farouk has impact dev. We are a very senior heavy team. So that kind of sucks. But all right, let's look at the athletes. George Franco has normal dev. Maurice Anawalu has impact dev. Very nice. All right, let's look at his stats. 84 speed. Let's see what we think he should be here. 58 break tackle, 68 spin, 78 trucking. Doesn't give us everything. What do you think he'd be best at? So they actually think he would be best as a speed rusher. Wait a minute. Really? Interesting. I thought he was a tight end. Arisan Iwalu, they have him out there as a speed rusher? He's only a 64 overall tight end. I mean, his caps, though, he's a tight end. I mean, look at his route running cap. I guess I wouldn't know what his caps are as a speed rusher, but I just think he's a tight end at the end of the day. He's only 6'2", but those caps on route running are just too good to pass up, in my opinion. So we're going to put him at tight end. I just think that's where you have to put him, those caps. And then George Franco is a speed rusher for sure. He's got nice caps as well, which is great. He only has normal dev, though, but he does have nice caps. So we'll go ahead and put him at speed rusher. Don't think anyone else. I'm looking to change positions that I can think of. Let me see. Oof. Quarterback battle is rough. Stephon Sessions only has 64 overall. He has impact dev. Stephon Sessions has impact dev. Okay, it's not too bad. He definitely. I forgot we had Raymond Moore and Jeff Tracy, honestly. I probably wouldn't have went after J.C. Evans, but that's okay. I like actually having the option to play two different guys because Stephon Sessions definitely not ready. So I like having the option to play either of those guys depending on what we're looking at. So that's fine. Halfback's looking rough after Tavares Jones. I'm not going to go through the whole roster right now. I just wanted to look at. Oh God, corner looks so bad. I just wanted to look at before progressions though. Kane White Tinsley is the only free safety we have on this roster. That's probably not good. Edris Rook, though, does look really good. He really does look solid. He actually looks great. Lyle Frazier is probably a better. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to put him at free safety. I just think he fits a little bit better there for his archetype. Other than that, not much really to do. I don't really change positions on guys that often. Oh, you know, one thing I will change though, I think, is I do think Enrico Migueli, like, we paid you that much to play left tackle, bro. Like, you're a left tackle. So we're gonna put him at left. We paid you a lot of NIL, brother. It wasn't to play right tackle. So overall, not too bad. He does have normal dev though. That freaking sucks, but it's fine. Actually, really sucks. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next week, which should hopefully be our progressions. And we're getting towards the end. We're 3 hours in. If you've stayed this long, thank you. More power to you, man. Because that's crazy. I'm dying over here. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. But we're getting to the end here, thank goodness. And what do we got here? Oh, nice. Shea Smith had his dev trait upgraded to impact dev. That is beautiful. He certainly deserves it after the way he played last year. And let's look at our training results. Alrighty. So, Hunter Summers is our best player at an 83 overall. And he does look really good. He really does look nice. I don't think we'll see Mo Aquano here, right? No, we won't. Okay. But the receiving core actually looks decent. Like, Mason Ferguson went up 8 points. Holy God, on a normal dev, that's amazing. Receiving core, dare I say it? Wow, Royal Capel went up 6 to an 80. Add Mo Aquanu's 99 speed in here, and I don't mind our receiving core, actually. Who got like the biggest bump? I always like to see that. Ferguson at a +8. I guess let's look at the quarterbacks. It's going to be one of the story going into the offseason will be the quarterbacks, obviously. J.C. Evans got a +2 to his throw power. But William Watson got some to his accuracy, which is interesting. It really is going to be a battle between those two guys. I'm excited to see who comes out on top. I don't know if Jeff Tracy is in it now. It's just these two guys. So we'll see who comes out on top. It's going to take some practice, which will be in the next episode. We'll do a little practice and make a decision on quarterback. And I'm actually not opposed to playing both of them, to be honest, and kind of seeing how it goes. Running back, we're definitely thin. Tavares Jones going to be the bell cow this year. We weren't able to get anybody. It's kind of on me, but you only have 35 scholarships. We got a lot of positions we had to fill. Receiving core is looking actually really nice. And these guys are juniors, so they'll be back next year. We'll certainly have to add to our receiving core this year through the recruiting, but if you add Mo Aquanu to this, it actually looks like a pretty solid receiving core. I'm actually pretty excited about it. Migueli went up 3, so he's a 74, and his pass block went up 2. Okay, so getting a little bit better there. Don't mind that. Again, 80 NIL was probably a little steep for him, but we had it, so why not spend it? Offensive line is not in an awful spot. Tackle's not in a great spot, but that's a little concerning. But we have some lefts we can swing over as well. We'll kind of look at that as we get closer to the depth chart. It's kind of hoping Parrish will go up a little bit more. That's a little unfortunate. Kofi Taylor Barracks went up 1 on Impact Dev, really? With all those caps, huh? He's not even going to come close to hitting that. That's unfortunate. Nasir Atkins goes up 6. I still think outside pass rush will be an issue for us this season. And inside pass rush will be as well. Our defensive line is going to struggle a little bit, and we're a defense that wants to be able to get, a pass rush. 85 power move now is pretty nice. Rushing 4. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of what we do here. As Carson Wallace goes up to a 72. I do like him. I think he's going to be a nice addition. His caps are terrible, though. My God, they're awful. Oh, they're so bad. He's literally capped out. He is literally capped out already. I mean, he has 83 zone coverage already, but it's literally capped out. So that's unfortunate because I liked him because he was a freshman. So that kind of sucks. That really sucks. But it is what it is. Dalen Nixon goes up 4. So Saturday will be here as well now, and we'll just kind of see, like, not expecting our secondary to be, amazing this year, but we are a little bit better in man than we are in zone, and our press is not atrocious for this conference. And then Kane White Tinsley went up 2, which is great, as his coverage stats continue to go up nicely. And he will likely be the starting free safety alongside Idris Farouk, who to me is like a little bit better version of Xavier Smith from last year, honestly. Just he can cover a little bit better. Smith probably was a little bit better tackler. I can't quite remember, but he can certainly hold his own, Ken Farouk. So Kane White, Tinsley, and Farouk will be the secondary in the safety pairing next year, and I actually like them two together. So I'm kind of excited about that. Somehow we end up with 3 kickers. I don't know how. I thought we needed a kicker, but the one we got was the best one of the bunch, so that's fine. And then Mellow Dodge is our punter, and that is our training results. They actually weren't bad. Obviously, it's a ways to go, as it always is, but they weren't terrible. I thought they were pretty solid. Let's go up to the next one. We have coach points to spend. But I think what we're going to do now is cover the same exact overalls last year in every capacity. 66s across the board, huh? I think it's probably the least you could be in this game. Well, it's not. I've seen like 50 overalls before. So it's not. All right, do we have to do transfers? Let's see. We lost a lot of guys, so no, we don't need to do anything. We're fine. I don't probably need to keep all those kickers, but probably don't need to, but it is what it is. Mo Kwanu comes in at a 69 overall, and we will certainly have to look at his caps. Route running looks good. Hands can go all the way up. An impact dev. Beautiful. All right, that's beautiful. So even though he's a 69 overall, he will be playing. I think we pretty much have to. I'm going to think about it a little bit more, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. But I just think he has to play. He has to play. Getting the last part here. Yeah, we are 66 overall across the board, so literally nothing changed. Wow, that's kind of disappointing, but whatever. Screw you then. We don't need your overalls anyways. I think this team is better in some areas and worse in others than last year. And it's funny, it's the same exact overall. It did kind of even out. I think we got a little better, maybe in the secondary. A tad. Maybe a little bit. A little bit worse up front, though, on defense, I would say, which I'm concerned about with the run, for sure. We're going to struggle against the run again this year, which sucks because it annoyed me so bad we couldn't stop it last year. I do think offensively we're probably a little bit better. I think the overalls take in the depth, which we don't really have like a lot of depth because we, only had 35 scholarships and lost a lot of guys to the transfer portal. So yeah, I don't know. I think that our depth certainly plays a factor. I think we're a little bit better as a team, though, and I'm excited to see how we play this season. Stephon Sessions a 65 overall, actually. He's got a long ways to go. He might be 2 years away. I actually think he might be 2 years away. Impact Dev. We'll see. If he got like a +7, he might be like a 72. Yeah, he's probably 2 years away, I would say. So, luckily we got William Watson. We got J.C. Evans, so we do have some options for this year and beyond, with Evans as only being a redshirt sophomore. But we'll get into the roster and everything. So what's going to happen now is, first of all, if you made it this far, like, thank you. The fact you made it this far is pretty incredible. I am struggling over here. It is now 2 a.m. on the dot as I'm finishing recording this. 3 hours and 13 minutes in. Wow, longest I've ever done. Longest I've ever talked in a row. Anyways, so what we'll do now is I'm going to edit this up and release it as an edited version. And then we will get into next season. So what next season? We will do the preseason. We'll get everything ready. We'll go through the roster. We'll go and look at all the caps for the recruits we got, at least the main ones we'll look at and kind of see where we're at. Then we'll go into practice. I will show you all the playbook. I'm going to do the playbook over the next couple days or so and really get it down pat. I'm going to look at some things online, actually, of some plays people have liked and things. Not cheese stuff, but like good playbooks as bases and things. And I'm going to come up with a new playbook. So the playbook will be some of the old stuff, but a lot of it will be new. So that'll be that. And so I will go into practice mode with the new quarterbacks. We'll look at Mo Aquanu. We'll look at all the new receivers, all the new everywhere. There's a ton of new faces. There's a lot to digest from this offseason that honestly I can't digest right now because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, but I really need to think about. And I think our goal for next season will be like last season, get into a bowl, but we'll go over the year 2 goals in the first in the next episode, which will be the first game, as well as all the preseason stuff. So we'll go over our year 1 goals, how we did on those, look back, and then our year 2 goals, which will be interesting because year 1 was humbling in a lot of ways. It taught me a lot about this team. So we'll see what happens in year number 2. But that's kind of the plan. If you made it this far, thank you. I really appreciate you guys just hanging out with this series. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to upload this video and see your guys' reaction to some of this stuff and the way this team looks heading into season 2 compared to season 1. I am really excited to see like what you guys think about this team and how we did. We had a lot to do in this off season, and I think that we did some of it. I think we're going to struggle in other ways. Our offense is definitely better than our defense if you just look at this. I think we may play a little bit more high scoring games this year, and hopefully we can put points on the board this year because we couldn't last year. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll dive into all that in the preseason and game 1 episode, so be on the lookout for that. Probably sometime, well, I don't know when this video is going to come out, but shortly after you see this one in the edit version of the offseason, you'll see the next season and beyond. So thank you all for watching. I will say it in the edited version. I meant to say it at the top of this video. I do owe you all a live stream, so I will be live streaming as well. TBD on that, but we will probably do some Road to Glory live stream or Coach Mode or something, because I do want to live stream with you guys and just kind of chit chat about the game. So that will be coming up as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I need to drink some water and go to sleep and digest what the hell just happened over the last 3 hours. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this whole off season. If you made it this far, what you think, how we did, all that stuff. And yeah, thank you all so much. Season 2 is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you all. Appreciate it. See ya.